and I'll hit start record too for the VOD, which I don't know. Who knows why there's a VOD, but
But
so
yeah, you should watch Evangelion. It's pretty good.
I've heard I should watch Evangelion. I'm gonna
It's probably
watch
my
it.
favorite show ever. I love it.
I I have the feeling that I've had it overhyped. I haven't watched it at all. I know nothing about it, but I feel like I'm gonna come away with it like, yeah, it's all right. And everyone's gonna be like, you're so stupid, Slow Beef. That's the best thing ever, and you're a moron for not liking it.
How dare you not be 14 when you
Right.
watched
But
it?
that's it. Yeah. But that's it. I don't know anything about it, so I'm interested. I hope it knocks me on my ass. Okay. Let's see. Let me tell good old Blue Sky we're going live. Okay, going live with Dead Dark Kid Colin show. Okay, and the other thing which I'm gonna put on stream, which I was looking for like an image, like a Google image search or something, and I'm not sure why this is, but like the first thing that comes or the second thing that comes up is a YouTube like thumbnail. I'll just show it on stream maybe, which like where's my display capture here? Okay. So like very
Just
odd.
real quick,
Yeah.
I see Power Flapjack in chat be like, hold up, he actually gone? Well, if you don't know anything about this, boy, do I have news for you.
No, family annihilated. Not just him, okay? Wife, dead. Daughter, dead. Daughter's girlfriend, dead. Son, forgotten. Maybe deleted from existence.
Dog, dead. Cat, dead.
And if you're wondering why I'm making light of such a thing, Flower Fab, are you? I'll ask you if you're being serious about it. Like, so here's the thing about the Dark Kid that I'm gonna tell everybody now. If for anyone who's new to this whole story, this is okay. Once upon a time, like talking way back when, I was a screenshot Let's Player on the Something Awful forums. I got real popular off this one called Snatcher, and soon after, the Dark Kid got popular off a Resident Evil 4 one. Okay, and we were friendly. I wasn't really close to him. We did a couple streams, Arcade Pit together, but long story short, because I've told this a couple times, but basically, one day my mom was diagnosed with renal cancer. She's fine now. The same day, the Dark Kid, didn't know any of that, decided to lie to me about having cancer. He didn't really have cancer. I didn't, and I kind of like got emotional, and I was kind of like, "Hey, what's your name?" And he told me his name was Caleb Cross, and that he'd forgotten his name actually, but he thinks it was Caleb Cross because he'd seen so much combat. And at that point, I'm like, "Okay, you're full of shit," whatever. So over the years, then he would post I saw from Twitter, and basically he'd post very little about it on Something Awful, a moderate amount on Twitter, and a lot more on Discord about his life as a mercenary, I guess you could call it, fighting a lot of evil people, like Nazis and evil Russians and things, and while making Let's Plays of like Nier and Drakengard and all these things, screenshot and all that stuff. Had a wife who was posting on Twitter, really him. Had a daughter, and then one day, this is a really short condensed version, the daughter passed away. I called bullshit. I didn't call bullshit right away, actually, no. So basically more and more stories started to come out because he's saying crazier, wackier things on like his Discord and telling people wild stories, some of which we learned over the course of the 2 years when 2 years ago, roughly, I think February 28th, I was back from a business trip, and like he started telling people he had 1 day left to live because of cancer. I saw it spreading in my Discord. I made a little statement that's like, that's not true. He's been lying for years, okay? And it caught on because thankfully, an anonymous poster had a Twitter channel called I'm Thinking, and had a bunch of like refutation of his lies, etc. Indestructible Cat. No, Bobinator, he did not actually die. He didn't exist. My friend Indestructible Cat was part of this Discord and was like knew some of these lies firsthand, as did Beef Stew, who wrote this document that we're gonna go over, which is basically
pretty thorough.
Yeah, it's a very thorough document called the Dark Fibs version 2, which is basically was like a document that he like collected of all of these stories and everything. to like kind of try to convince people on the Discord, hey, no, this guy's a huge liar. And my one disclaimer is that when you hear some of these stories, you might be thinking, how could anyone buy this complete bullshit? Because it's hilarious at times. And it's because I think he microdosed these lies over years because he was really wild in terms of that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would describe it as you know how you can boil a frog,
Yes.
but if you do it slow enough, it won't notice.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
that.
It's exactly it, boiling a frog. Before we get callers in and stuff, because at this point, I have a Discord. You can hit like bang Discord to like get in or whatever, you know, like I don't know if like I gave a super condensed version of everything, and I'm happy to like go more into detail and talk more and stuff. But do y'all, and don't use me as a template if you want to tell much longer versions or short, whatever you want. But if you'd like, okay, wait, actually Doc wants to come in first because he doesn't have a ton of
I can
time.
pull in Doc.
All right, we can bring in Doc, but so okay, let's bring in Doc just because I'm pals with Doc.
Honestly, I'm actually
Yeah.
kind of surprised that I don't have the ability to just pop in here regardless.
You do,
But anyway.
actually. I
Weird.
forgot you do. Sorry, yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah. Yeah, so Doc, my good friend Doc, of course, as well.
So the thing that I remember distinctly about Darkgate and this entire story is like I was never really a big follower of any of the shit that he said, right? Like I
Mhm.
didn't follow him on Twitter or anything like that. So when he made that post of of him announcing that his daughter had died, right?
Mhm.
Now, the correct thing for someone to do when they have no context behind anything, like including his like, long history of lying, and this is a common thing, a thread that's probably going to pop up with a lot of people, of people just hearing the first one, is like, okay, when you see that, what you do is immediately, you don't assume, oh, it's probably just making that shit up and is, milking for sympathism. He was. But
Mhm.
that's not going to
No,
be a normal person's first instinct.
Exactly.
It's going to simply be you offer condolences to that person for their loss and so on and so forth, right?
Mhm. Absolutely.
And I believe in this moment, when I did that, and a lot of other people that we know did the same thing, then probably had the exact same reaction that I had. That's when you contacted a bunch of us through like DMs and to tell us the whole story, right?
Yeah.
Of
Yes.
like, hey man, you should probably just take everything he says with a fucking grain of salt. Because I remember being brought into a brief private DM like call with you
Mhm.
about this to tell me the whole story, and I was like, oh shit.
I
All right, yeah. I get to carry that information with me from then on.
I think I think this was before I knew iCat knew, for example, So like I had private Twitter back in the day before, before all that with Twitter. So like I had a friend who had had some advice about like grieving family and things like that. But like when I first read that, I have kids and everything. Even knowing what I knew and all that, not that I believe it per se. I guess I didn't think about it. It was like such like a sad, horrible thing that for like a couple hours after, I'm like, this poor guy, geez. And
Why
then,
would someone make that up?
Yeah.
Right? Like you as a logical normal person looks at that and goes like, making that up would be horrible. That would be a thing that I wouldn't like. What's the benefit? Getting a bunch of fake sympathy? What does that do to a person? Like, what the fake sympathy doesn't mean anything, right?
Right.
Like, or sympathy for something fake. That's not a thing that matters at all. But the man was a compulsive liar all the way through. Like, that's that kind of validation of him experiencing that is just part of doing it,
Yeah.
And
And
oh yeah, go ahead.
for what it's worth, I was like, 1-2 years in by that point, and I was already having like big doubts about the guy. But when you brought this up, I'm like, okay, there's no possible way you would pretend
Yeah. Oh.
lost a child.
Yeah.
That is like such a line in the sand to cross.
Well,
Like, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because I think with like this kind of go big or go home sort of lying, it kind of calls like it's like a what do you call it in poker, like all in, because it's like, are you really going to reevaluate what you think about a person on demand like that? Like, are you like, hey, this guy's lying about being in the military. Okay, would he lie about having a family and sock puppet his own wife? Like, I don't think that really. So maybe he does have a wife, and then it's like, okay, I don't think this person who has funny Let's Play and all that like would lie about having kids. But by that point, it took a couple hours, and I'm like, wait a goddamn minute here. And then you know, there's this that was like I think also the introduction of Hikiyari, who's another sock puppet of his, who is
Mhm.
because then I'm like, no bullshit, you're not gonna like have like this friend that nobody's heard of that you suddenly are like, hey, my kid's gonna die, but I better make sure my Discord like roles are all set up so this new person can admin and all that. Like that's then it was like, okay, this is crap. This is definitely not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can interject,
Please, please.
I think another thing is like the all of the family life stories had been going on for a really long time. And
Yeah.
I was, an avid follower of his Let's Plays since I was rather young. I think he was actually the first Let's Player I ever started reading in like 2007. I must have been like 13 or something at that point. I'm 32 now, by the
Mhm.
way.
Mhm.
And so I probably spent like more than half my life reading his shit. And he would frequently talk about his wife and daughter, and mention them in the thread, or include little anecdotes, and sometimes even fan art from
Mhm.
them in the in the LPs, which we might get into at some point.
Yeah.
But when you do that, when you have an audience who has like been hearing that sort of stuff over the years and hasn't really been, exposed to a lot of the more grandiose, uh, difficult to believe stories, then it really does become like something that you just accept, that like, yes, this person was real, and yes, this is a tragedy, because you can't
Yeah.
even you can't even consider the possibility that like someone would have lied about it through to such an elaborate fashion for this long.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the thing is that for most of like the time until like he started using Twitter very actively at the very least, the public facing aspects of his story were much more like mundane, you know?
Mhm.
Just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
he has a family. He talks about them occasionally. They like he mentions them every now and again.
Mhm.
Not that weird, you know?
Yeah.
That shit just happens normally.
Yeah,
It's
even like saying something like, "Oh, I was a soldier," is like pretty normal. All
tons of
things
people
considered.
were. Tons of
Yeah.
people did fight in Iraq and
And
things like that, you know? Like that's not a weird thing for someone to do,
Mhm.
especially if they, you know, then their hobby is playing a bunch of video games all the time.
and
I know people like that right now, that
yeah.
kind of thing.
Not for nothing, but like that was the thing on SA. Like back in the day too, people would like be
Oh yeah,
deployed and they'd read.
Goons with Platoons was an entire forum,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And like I remember like in one of Proton John's old like Let's Plays or whatever, like somebody posted like, hey, and like a little fan art from like base or whatever. So and his stories again, they would start pretty like mundane. Like
They started
yeah,
mundane and believable, but
yeah,
the
Mhm.
problem is that he kept going consistently forever.
right.
Right.
And the really wild thing is just it happened so long that like it was like
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, the boiling frog scenario where it's just like, yeah, you're like, oh my gosh, like suddenly like, oh wait, now he's shooting people even though he was just moving stuff and doing logistical things in the Iraq Green Zone. But now it's like, nope, I also shot a guy running at me with an axe. What do you know?
Mhm.
And
Yeah, and
yeah.
like, I guess just to give a brief history, I met him like around 2017 because at the time he was asking people on Twitter whether it anyone wanted to join to watch Twin Peaks. A very normal request, and then he wanted to just stream that to people, which we did.
Mhm.
But like that first 6-7 month period, nothing about his life at all. It was just like talking about video games, talking about movies, very normal, very just I have to stress to you, it's just like a normal thing people do. You just
Mhm.
kind of talk about normal stuff. So
100%. 100%.
mm,
And it's just one of those things too, yeah, where it's just like I have to imagine I was like a member of the Discord, but I never really even lurked. Like I was a member there and I never said anything. I left after the daughter died and all that. I was just like, all right, I'm out. I'm not dealing with this guy anymore. But like,
Yeah.
I have to
One of
imagine.
those discords that you are in and you have not checked on in like 4
Yeah.
years, you know, that kind of thing.
I have to
Yeah.
imagine too, though, like there is some aspect of it, and y'all can, where it's like if you have a bunch of people who have bought in, it's almost like I guess majority fallacy thing. I don't know. It's like, well, like if nobody else is questioning this, or like other people who've been here longer than I have, know more about it and stuff, then even if it smells funny to me, like everybody can't be wrong about this, or not this many people, that kind of thing, I have to imagine it's part of it as well. There's like
That is part of it,
Yeah.
and but I think on top of that, you had the people who would be revealed to be sock puppets who claimed to personally know him, who corroborated the things that he would say.
That's true.
And it's like, okay, well, it has to be true because these people are corroborating the story, and he can't have been role playing as these people for years, right?
Right. Oh, you know what?
That'd be crazy.
I didn't read your whole username. This is funny. So Robert Denby, who that's their Discord name, elusive Robert Denby in chat, DM'd me on Discord the day after, and this is true. I actually suspected for a minute, because I didn't know the person, that it was a Dark Hit sock puppet reaching out to me. That's how like fucked up. I know you're not, but like that's how like messed
Not
up
yet.
he got you. Not yet, right? Or we actually, I don't know. Maybe he's like killed you and taken over your account, but but like, it's I think like too, if there's anyone here who's new and wondering like is this gallows humor or what, you have to understand some of the stories are fucking hilarious.
They are.
Yeah.
They're very funny sometimes.
One of my favorites was, and this is like an old hat one, is basically he had a female assassin that he met, I guess, when he was gonna go assassinate somebody, and they got into a firefight, and this is a little sparse on details, but he found out she wasn't making as much money as he was for the murder, and he's like, that's fucked up. So he decided to give her part of his contract to, like, I guess for like like equality in the workplace, but for assassins. And like I think somebody in the Something Awful thread wrote like soldier of fortune in the war for equality. It's like it's so crazy, some of these great stories. But
my favorite with number 2 is he sometimes was on call and he would pretend that she was right there next to him, and he'd be like, "Oh, let me tell that to number 2." And I was like, "Okay, I can't hear her at all, so I'm going to take your word on this."
when you start to like peel back the bullshit too, like his wife was named Theo, which happens to be a name of a character in Metal Slug. His one daughter was named Ellie, like from Xenogears. Hikiari, who's like his best friend, from Japan, who also had Yakuza connections.
Yakuza brother, yeah.
Yeah. Her last name is Kusagano, which is from Sakura from Street Fighter's last name. Like, it's wild, like how, like, when you hear it all together, it's like, oh my god, he was like, for someone with so much experience, he wasn't a particularly good fibber, but geez, he really, like, he kept it up, he lived, it's like yeah.
It did seem like he was creating these various women in his life based on like his video game waifus. But I didn't even realize this element of the naming scheme until recently. Hikiari's username was supposed to be a reference to her real name, which was Hikari, which I believe is the Japanese word for light.
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
And so it's dark id and light.
Oh my gosh, I never made that
bullshit.
The dark and the light superego. Of course.
The absolute best was I had a document I was making like called Dark Id Lore, but it's like just to show folks at home, like a Beef Stews document. This is 43 pages, like, of all of these collected lies and everything that we can talk about. But like, and
sorry, Amber Alert's going off on my phone.
Oh yeah, no problem. But one of the things that iCat had posted was a Discord message from Hikiari, who's really him, who said like, what is it like? Don't worry, Darkid, like, you're one of the good white people. It's like, which, like, holy shit, like, amazing.
When you really think about how that's a sock puppet of his, that feels so pathetic, right? Like,
okay, there was a great moment where I think we were watching some movie, and we were talking about something related to Japan, and there was a point he made, and I remember disagreeing with him about it, and you can hear him typing through the mic, and I can see Hikari like type in chat, and I'm like, I know it's you. Don't pretend.
I didn't want to believe, I started getting suspicious probably sometime in 2020, 2021. The kind of, jig was up in 2024,
Mhm.
2 years ago. But I was probably suspicious for 3 or 4 years prior to that. And I really didn't want it to be true, because I didn't want like this all to be like a colossal like cultish lie. And like to prove that to myself, I'm like, okay, well, Id talks a lot in the Discord, Hikari talks a lot in the Discord, so at some point they've got to be typing at the same time, right? And so every time I saw them typing, I would just sit there and wait and see if like the other one,
Mhm.
it would ever say the Dark Kid is typing and Hikari was typing at the same time, and it never happened. And every time one of them posted, because they would have conversations late at night, but by themselves,
Oh.
and I would wait, and there was never less than like a 2-minute gap between any of the messages, which probably meant switching whatever machine might have been logged in or logging out of one account and logging back into the other.
You know,
I don't
in
know.
hindsight, that is insane. Just have two separate like browser sessions, like
That could have been it, but like still,
like in
it's
elevated ways.
And there's instances in the document where like he got like screwed up and posted as one person in the other one's account and would have to say like, oh sorry guys, it's Hickey, I'm on Dark Kid's account, my bad, haha, But it happened like a lot where it's like you're not getting better at this or what, like you've had so much practice, it seems like.
Yeah,
but-
arguably he got worse. Like, these lies started pretty small. He clearly knew it was towing the line before he went like, ah, fuck it.
No, yeah. My favorite story from last year's stream was like and this is from Beef Stew's document, and I'm gonna pull it up because it's my absolute favorite thing, because it's one of those things I remember I was kind of like going through. There's like I looked through some of this too, and there's some other stuff too we never even gone over. But like it's when I'm scrolling past pictures of Hikari that were posted, right? But are actually
Japanese women.
Yeah, that are like, it's actually like Fujimoto Miki, like from a YouTube thumbnail. It's actually like from this like random site and such. It's like, so, I mean, it's funny, but like one of them too, it's like the time that he saved her from being raped, where is it? Let's see. Oops, wait, why the heck did I show up so big on that? Oh, oops, yeah.
They're
Sorry.
huge now.
I am huge now. Sorry, I hit I didn't have the right window in focus. Okay, so. Yeah, or let's see. Here we go. He was murdered, rapist in the United States, gotten away with it. Okay, so Hikari is like, he saved me from being raped by throwing a guy off a cliff and then going to the bottom of that cliff and shooting him, right? But then telling the story, it looks like the same night, 3 minutes later. Yeah, I did in fact kick a man off a cliff, walk a mile down that cliff, and then pushed him off another cliff, and then shot him after another mile hike because he fucked with my friend. And then I like reached a new octave here because Hikari then, who's posting a silent dummy here, who's him, questions there is a second cliff, and then the Dark Kid, mansplaining to himself, says, yes, refer to what he tried to do to you. Like, who the fuck talks to someone like that? Like, hey, remember that time you were almost raped and I saved you? Duh. Like, what the fuck?
It's funny. This is a different version of events I got, because I got like waterboarded in a puddle of mud, but not waterboarded, but like I think drowned in a puddle of mud.
Well, he says here, oh, I never shot him. I stood on his chest until he bled out. It took 20 minutes, but that was worth my time. You don't fuck with my friends. Seriously, like, you imagine like your friend's assaulted on the top of the cliff, and you're like, I'm just gonna leave you for at least 20 minutes, not counting the time it takes me to come up and down 2 cliffs to stand on a guy's chest for 20 minutes to go back. So were you okay? And it's like these stories.
Also, what fucking cliff? Like, how
Yeah, what
did
were
they
we
fall?
doing on a
What-
cliff?
What were they doing on a cliff?
They
Also, like,
claimed to have grown up together on Hatteras Island in like North Carolina. Like, what fucking cliff? It's
Listen, sometimes when you're in PEI, you can get Anna Green Gables, or you can
They're
get
called the
Metal Gear
Shadow
Solid.
Appalachians. They're a second set of mountains in the area. This is what Fallout 76 is about, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a weird story, and this one like has more to do with me than anything. When I was trying to like, when I was trying to prove, that these that these photos that Hikari had shared of herself were not really her, and I was going through like reverse Google image search and or just searching like generic like Asian girl holding dog images. I ended up, I found two of them, and then I believe my friend Psi Alpha helped me find the third one.
Psi Alpha, yeah.
And it was, I think one of them was a stock photo, the other one was some musical artist, and the third one was an actress named Aya Matsura, and I'm like, and I guess I was just going down a rabbit hole at this point. So I decided to like look up things about these people because, like, who knows? Maybe they are moonlighting and are really are the Hikari in real life. So I look up Aya Matsura, and she is an actress, and she was in a movie called Yo-Yo Girl Cop. And in like 2008, well before any of this shit went down, me and my friends in high school, we would get together and do movie nights, and we would sometimes just like go to Blockbuster and pick out random shit that we found. And one time we picked out Yo-Yo Girl Cop because, we thought it sounded weird. And I had to text my friend. I'm like, Yo-Yo Girl Cop just came back into my life in the most fucked up way.
How do you even tell that story? My God. Like, jeez. What do you call it? We also, the one question that was in chat too is like, didn't you have two births? So he celebrated his daughter's 14th birthday on Twitter, I think twice, if I remember. And yeah, because like he fucked that up. So basically, yeah, there's that.
Have some sympathy. His daughter's caught in a time loop.
Can I? But
that ends with her death.
So Beef Stew, were you there for the end? Like when, because I heard what happened was the people in Discord sort of like soft banned like the discussion of when it was kind of like coming down, like, and they're talking about like soup or something, and just like, let's just talk about other things right now, because it was sort of like, like mourning him going away, but then finding out like, wait a sec, or at the very least, like Slow Beef doesn't buy it, but
Yeah. There was kind of a soft ban on discussing things. I think I was not part of the moderation team. I think internally there were discussions among the moderators about how they wanted to handle this, and there were some conflicting opinions over what was actually going on. I started messaging some people privately. That I had suspicion.
I need subscriptions. 61
had suspicions.
Well,
one people who I saw. People who I recognized from the Discord server who were responding to.
Wait, sorry, you got talked over a little by my stream notification. Let me turn that off. Sorry, but yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Or if I saw someone responding to your Twitter post about Dark Ed at that time, and that I recognized from the server, I would kind of reach out to them and just kind of share my opinion on the situation. And I did like and sort of care about some of the people who were on the server, and so I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want these people kind of stuck stuck in this bad situation where they're kind of defending a pathological liar and being turned against Slow Beef and Voidburger and like other people who are talking about stuff, and Zorak. So that's why I started making the document, was originally to try to appeal to those folks. I wrote about 30 pages of the document because I really wanted my argument to be kind of like ironclad, like you could not deny this, because like previous people who had expressed skepticism, I believe like you, Indestructible Cat, I think this might have happened with you, ended up getting banned, and then getting smeared by Dark Id, who would go off in the server and on Twitter, telling people that like Indestructible Cat and like Seth Series were like Kiwi Farms Nazis who, like, if you checked their their social media at the time, it would obviously not the case, that usually championing a lot of more progressive ideas, and I didn't want that happening to me, partially because like if I just got banned and silenced and smeared, then no one would listen to me anyway. So it's more like, if you take a shot at the king, you better not miss. That's probably how Id would have worded it.
Right.
And also, because I myself and other people had sometimes shared some personal details on the server, and I'm like, okay, well, I definitely don't want people thinking these lies about me, or these potential lies that Id might spread about me, if it can actually be linked back to my real life in some way. So I was trying to make sure that my argument was as like complete as possible, but some of the moderation team kind of came out and said like, look, this is all bullshit. We have concluded that like Id is a liar and a fraud. And folks started talking about that for probably a few minutes before I saw Hikari start typing. And if you want my little pathetic humble brag, I do believe I got the last word in on that server, and because I saw them typing, and I said, "Hey, Hikari's typing. Hi, Hikari," and I just posted the source images of all those photos, like the Aya Matsura ones and the other stock models. And abruptly stopped typing, and then it was like, you have been kicked from the server, and I'm like, well, I knew that was gonna happen, but then I found out that the entire server had been deleted. So as far as I know, that was it. But yeah, I'm sorry, I rambled for a little bit.
No, please,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
The point of this entire stream is to hear stories like that. Like,
Exactly.
Don't worry.
Yep.
Let me tell you, meeting up with other folks descended from the something awful oeuvre and whatnot. Talking the shit about the shit that the Dark Id said is one of our favorite things to do.
Oh my god, it's the best. Yeah. Well, I mean,
So-
I'm not. Yeah. But I love it when it comes up.
I'll always remember this because when all the stuff started going down, we have like a personal Discord between me and my friends who used to also know Id, and when everything was going on, I think that was the most we've laughed together in a Discord call for the longest time. It is the lamest group trauma we could have, but it was cathartic.
That's what matters the most, right? It's that what do you call it? Gosh. Oh, yeah, I mean, all the friggin' one of my favorite little ones, and I wish I had a screenshot of it, was when the wife posted on Twitter that, like, remember that time you were in the bar fight and you jumped on the pool table and yelled, "Boss fight, motherfuckers," and wrecked those poor guys, like, in a way that would never ever happen in any bar in the fucking world. But like,
He definitely draws a lot from like Kazuma Kiryu for his persona, along with like Solid Snake and like and Cloud Strife a little bit.
I mean, not the parts of Cloud Strife he wants to drive from.
the parts of it being all a fucking lie, yeah.
but yeah, no. I think it's hard to miss just because all the audacity of all the really big lies. But like, just communicating with him on like a day-to-day basis is exhausting because all of it is video game terms. I think I've said this before, but like you can be having like a decently like heavy topic and you're talking about it and you're going through it and suddenly be like, our social link went up today, and I'm like, I want to kill you. In Minecraft. But yeah, this will always happen. It will just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get together. It's gonna be a boss fight. I'm like, please stop saying stuff in video game terms. I beg you.
Oh Oh my god.
A fundamentally unserious person.
Wife rolled an epic husband.
Well, he would like frequently. I don't even know if this is. He would frequently threaten to like kill various like public figures, usually like right wing political figures and stuff like that.
Mm.
The kind of things that'll get your Discord subpoenaed, especially right now.
Mhm.
But I remember there was like a period where he was like threatening Mitch McConnell, and he was like I'm gonna turn you into turtle soup. I just that description just stuck in my head. It's just a very emblematic of the way he talked.
I think that was even like a Ninja Turtles line now that I think about it too, but like oh god, it's best. Let's see.
The thing I distinctly remember is the fact that he kind of manufactured a like legacy of being far more important to the video game Nier than anyone ever gives the credit.
Oh
Like
yeah.
anyone ever deserves any credit for. The way that he claimed that Square Enix sent him a personal little like box of stuff, like as a for being an ambassador of Nier to the West or whatever.
As if Square gave a shit
that's
about Nier
right.
at that point. They shut the goddamn studio down. They shuttered Kaguya after that first game. It was only like years later that it became popular.
Yeah, weirdly enough, at one point he comes up and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm currently in Japan." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And he's like, "I'm in the hotel room drinking with Yoko Taro right now." I'm like, "Okay, sure, all right, man."
Sure, man. Sure, man.
Yeah, he and Hikari, I have to use air quotes every time I do that,
Right.
talked about like going to like a karaoke bar with Yoko Taro and his wife, which as I mentioned in the document, did not stop Hikari, who was supposedly born in Japan, from getting the first and last names mixed up, calling Yoko Taro's wife, whose real name is Yukiko Yoko, she has a Twitter and stuff like that, calling her Yukiko Taro.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, no, Taro is his given name. Yoko is his last name. He goes by Yoko Taro just because that's how he likes to have it localized, even in the West. And but I guess it forgot this. And so referred to the lady as Yukiko Taro, which is not correct. Which like a Japanese a person who grew up in Japan would absolutely know how the name works.
Right.
Yeah, that's never a thing that they would ever fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you see a man who's big boss in the new Evangelion, you know who it's based off of.
Can I just point out something? Because I was just scrolling through the document, by the way. Like I was going to go back to the beginning, and I just saw something that I've never seen before about Hikari, or we didn't cover before, I should say. I've actually, okay. Because on page 27, here is more of the Darkid talking with the sock puppet, Hikari, right? Darkid says, Hikari is a weird lich that has not aged since we were teenagers, so that checks out. I'm currently graying. Batman in 2022, B-Man says, I'm graying and balding. I hate it. But then Hikari says to Darkid, presumably, yeah, but you're like the hot dad kind of graying. Like what the fuck? You can't glaze yourself up like that. You can't.
I don't know why he felt the need to always be like, oh, and they all like want to fuck me, because like there was one time he was like, oh yeah, me and Hikari are best friends. We only fucked once. Like, I didn't need to know this. I don't care.
Just once, guys. I'm not like a stud or anything, Just.
I think one of the weirdest things, I can't remember if I put this in the document or not, but I remember there was like a whole saga. After the daughter died, there was the dead daughter's grieving girlfriend saga. You know how that works out with her fucking heavy rain suicide at the grave
Oh my God, that was
ending. But there was like a period where they were talking about Hikari was talking about taking care of her and just kind of watching over her at her house, and I just remember her making like a really weird comment, that's like, and this was deleted by the time I was gathering evidence, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it.
That's fine.
But she said something like, "Oh, Rebecca is just like, cuddling in bed with me, sobbing, but that's okay. I'm gay enough that like I don't mind sleeping with another girl." And I'm like, this is like a 16-year-old. Like, why do you talk about it that way? Like,
I remember one of the strangest like side characters he ever brought up was the fact that apparently his wife had a sister, and that sister is actually the parent of his daughter. And I was like, why did you even add? What kind of storyline is this?
Oh my god. I didn't know that story, I think, until the last year too, where cuz he had the daughter dies, right? And then
Mm.
the daughter has a girlfriend who like loves him at first cuz he like plays video games. He's a cool dad, And then
not only that, she supposedly had read his Let's Plays and was like shocked when she like discovered his daughter's like Steam account that he shared with her. She's like, "Oh my god, your dad's the Dark Kid. I love his Let's Plays."
oh my god.
As if a Gen Zer gives a fuck about what comes from something awful. I'm sorry.
Right?
We have lost our relevance.
It's like if my daughter like brought home somebody who was like, "Oh man, I used to love watching Red Super," she'd probably break up with just like, "No, that's lame as hell. You can't like things my parents like. That's come on." But like
On principle, yeah.
yeah, and also on principle, yeah, I couldn't allow that either. Although if you couldn't ask for a better son-in-law, I guess, or whatever. Anyway, so like
we're gonna have a Dark Seed 2 themed wedding.
There, like the thing is that
ring
like
toss as a pay to play.
Yeah, the wedding rings are done. You like toss them and hey, you missed, pal.
Or like, but like the thing is though that then the way that that story arc ends is like the apparently they're at the daughter's grave and the daughter's girlfriend goes like, this is all your fault, and then just shoots herself in the head right there, apparently, which like.
Does she have a gun?
Yeah, how did she have a gun? Why would they want that? Like, we're like what do you? And he died. She died of a disease. How is it his fault? What does that make any like sense or whatever? But I guess we'll never know. So yeah,
That secret to the grave.
He shouldn't have kept all those guns lying around after he killed all those Russian soldiers. Egg on his face, really.
Really.
With all the current pop culture events going on, I'm like, man, we've got a new Nier getting announced. Yoko Taro is working on a new Evangelion series, and there's a new Resident Evil. Now is the time for you to fight your way out of the grave, Dark Id, and talk about how you beat up Satan to come back and play Resident Evil 9.
I fucking dare you to do a redemption arc. Do you hear that, Dark Id, if you're out there? It's the fucking
And also pitch your life story to ABC or something. I don't know.
I'm making the video game though, okay? That's I'm sorry, but like because one of the bosses is going to be a lady assassin, and then halfway through your gun turns into a gun that shoots money at her, and that's how you win the boss fight, okay?
Yeah.
That's patented. But
like Cecil in Final Fantasy IV, you have to fight your clone and mount ordeals before coming back.
It's not Cecil? All right, I'm joking. But anyway, so like, oh my gosh. We have some people who've been a couple people have been waiting. So you want to bring in let's see, Dial maybe, because I know Dial's been waiting.
Yeah, we can start with Dial first.
I'll do the needful right now, just because the heck with it. The heck with it. Dial, welcome.
Hey, Dial.
Hey, howdy.
Howdy. Sorry keeping you waiting for a bit.
Hello.
Welcome to the Dark Id call-in show, where it's all Dark Id all the time. Do you have questions, stories, comments, anything?
Yeah, I do have a couple of stories. I do have a quick one that's new, and I have the thing that I told you last year at MagFest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'll start with this new one first. The second one is much more juicier anyways, but this one is also like a little bit kind of funny.
Sure.
So first I want to like start off like right off the bat hey, congrats on finishing Outer Wilds.
Oh, sure.
Getting through it, all that. But I think the reason I got into that first was I think the first person I heard that from was actually kind of maybe the Dark Kid, maybe.
You heard about Outer Wilds from Dark Kid?
Well, I've heard about it like before, like in like news cycles, like indie stuff, like E3 stuff. I've seen it there, but I think one of the first like ways I came across is it was like a movie night pre-show, and he just like put the soundtrack up. Because he was just like, this new game that like this is kind of like one of the most unique games I've ever played. Like even just listening to the soundtrack, I'm just gonna put this up for like the movie night. And I'm like, no, this sounds pretty unique. But I think the thing that pushed me into like playing it was actually the Giant Bomb folks talking about like this is like the most unique game I've ever played.
Mhm.
But keep that like in the back of your mind because like to the Dark Kid like being like, yo, you got to play this. This is like so unique. I just got to the end of it, everything like that.
Mhm.
So curious to note, this Outer Worlds came out somewhat early May or late May, I want to say,
Mhm.
around when a certain event happened where he may have lost a daughter. Anyway, so later on, I want to say this is like maybe late-ish 2022.
Uh-huh.
There was like a whole video game like tab like in the Discord where we just talk about stuff, and there was someone else who just started out Outer Wilds for the first time. I'm like, oh yes, we can talk about this, but it's gonna be like in spoiler tags because that's the only way you can talk about it. But anyway, we were just talking through it and everything, like how far did you get and like everything. Eventually, like Hikiari steps and is like, yeah, this is like the most unique thing I've ever played, and like it just like a whole discussion thing, and like eventually I think months later like it came up again, and Dark Ed like was talking like uh was eventually brought into the conversation, and like uh um I think this is like the funny moment where I just kind of tilted my head at because he says, oh yeah, I never got through that. I'm just like, wait, I thought 3 years, didn't you say like you played through it on? He's like, no, I didn't because I was too depressed about my daughter dying.
For what it's worth, that guy used to steal people's opinions about video games all the time.
Yeah.
He never had an original opinion about a video game outside of like think the ones he let's played because he clearly had a passion for them.
Yeah. He famously didn't like Resident Evil 7 when the consensus was like, yo, this game rules.
That's
But
so...
oh, go ahead.
No, it's just so weird. It's just like I remember too, like, because in that document also, there's like a whole thing about the anime. I never saw it, Promare.
Oh yeah, Promare.
Yeah, and he gets like really
It's a good movie.
He gets mad at it. Somebody who like I think he misread that like they liked it, but he read it as that they didn't, and then like Kikiari like has a little like gun threatening emoji or whatever, and it's like it's totally weird because it's also just like, you know, some people don't like the things you like. It happens, you know. It's not like a big deal, but
Elise in chat, who is going by ARP1033 there, brings up a great thing. He hated Winnie the Pooh.
Why?
Yeah, that was so weird.
I don't know. I think that's on principle. I think he just didn't like Winnie the Pooh, and there was back in 2011, Disney put out a Winnie the Pooh movie that it's like 70 minutes long. It's pretty good, so I recommend people watch it, and it's pretty funny. He hated it. Like anytime I was like, oh yeah, that movie is great, he would go off on a 5-minute tirade about Winnie the Pooh and how much he hated it, and I was like, I don't get it. How can you summon so much vitriol over a yellow bear?
Well, he claimed that it was, because he was forced to, watch it with his kids, which, parents, watch, child's media with their kids. It's totally fine. And not all of it you'll end up liking.
Yeah. I know.
But you're not a real parent. So what the fuck is your emotional investment in this?
Also, like, Winnie the Pooh is like an older one you probably watched when you, like, I watched Winnie the Pooh when I was a kid. And, like, like, it's not like Boss Baby where, like, I have nothing to, like, base it on. And my son had to watch it, like, 100 goddamn times. But anyway, like, but yeah, like, I never expected that connection with, Xi Jinping. Like, well, that's so weird. Winnie the Pooh.
So there is that second thing that I told you at MagFest.
Oh, what was that? Yeah.
Which is, so he had multiple channels on that, and like, I will say one one thing for like this community, they were actually pretty like upstanding and nice to each other. And I think one of the channels that was made was, like a queer channel, like all the, queers in there can like talk to each other. Like it's called like LGBT channel, something like that.
Mhm.
A lot of good folks in there. And, I think he kind of like reinforced this idea that he was like this arbiter of like, yes, I have all the all the good people in this channel. Like I have like
The vast
even
majority of time that
minorities,
this
like,
term is brought up, it is absolutely a dog whistle, and people are saying it to avoid, recognizing the shit that they actually mean and all that kind of thing. If there's one human being on Earth who virtue signaled, it was the Dark Id.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
dude was constantly doing that shit to make him seem better. Like,
Oh
cooler.
yeah.
but yeah, also, yeah, it's really really funny in hindsight. But like at the time, this was like one of the like maybe I should have seen this in advance, but I mostly took this as a metaphor when he said this. But he's like, all of you are like good people, and like I might be stationed on Prince Edward Island, like as my own like military base and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, okay, but okay, you're stationed
As
there,
his
and
own military
so-
base? What?
somehow,
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah.
he said that he again, I was taking this as metaphor, like you're all welcome in here, like and you have a place no matter where you are, like if as long as you're in my circle. But he like said that he planted charges on the Confederation Bridge, which is bordering Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick.
No,
he's
no,
like-
he was straight up saying it was outer heaven. There was no.
Yeah, no, he called it outer heaven. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
But-
hyperbole there.
Incredible.
But yeah, he said like if anything ever goes bad, come to the bridge, and just say the passcode, Drakengard, and you'll be welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there for that. I remember it. He
How
also
can one human being be so fucking lame?
and he said that he would give us all jobs and that we would ferment wheat. Like basically turn wheat into beer. Because that could be like a lucrative position that we can do on like a small plot of land, and that we would, quote, report to his warlord son. His 12-year-old son would have been our supervisor.
Oh, he brought up the sun for once. That's new.
That is new.
Yeah.
Is this son supposed to be like Eli from like Metal Gear Solid 5?
The son's named Jack, so maybe
Oh,
he was
God.
maybe he was riding,
Mm.
Yeah, I was telling this to Slow Beef like the other day, but like he would constantly bring up his daughter and his wife and all these women, but like when it came to his son, and mind you, according to his fiction, the son had his mom die, his sister die, his sister's girlfriend die, and I asked him like, so how's your son doing? And he goes, no, he's a little trooper. I was like, how? He saw like 3 people die and his 2 pets.
Well, that's why he's gonna be the commander of Outer Heaven. So says loser Snake.
Solid Snake had a hard life, yeah.
Oh my God, that's yeah, no. So I'd heard about the Outer Heaven thing, which is wild to me. That it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna have my own little military base on Prince Edward Island with a password, and Jesus Christ, yeah, because that was the thing, and like this came up in the post PYF thread about it when it was all came out and stuff. Was that like, so in the Drakengard, I think it was the Drakengard 3 thread, he had crayon drawings that were allegedly from his son. But of course, there is no son, which then begged the question, like, wait a minute, did he make the fake crayon drawings? And like, apparently he did. So yeah, his son who doesn't, he made fake crayon drawings for his Let's Play of Drakengard 3, which other people pointed out, like he was like a popular Let's Player, like it wasn't necessary for anything.
Oh no, yeah, this entire shit of like everything that he fucking did was so monumentally unnecessary. He was pretty popular to start with. Not a single story needed to happen to make him have people like hang out with and like him. That's the
Right.
thing.
One of his threads was gold.
Yeah.
Was rated, like 5-star gold on something awful. It was crazy.
Mhm.
He was like he was easily the most popular screenshot Let's Player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a successful
And-
Patreon, which like is impressive for a screenshot Let's Play thing, because video is usually the one that like gets all the attention and everything. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, like he had a Patreon that was like, I don't know, you could live. I don't remember how much it was doing. And then I think yeah, because I think even like after the I remember one time I got annoyed because because usually I was like, all right, I guess these lies are kind of harmless, but one time the fake wife was like, hey, why don't you give like my husband money so he doesn't do this mercenary shit anymore, which is like, oh Jesus, but then of course he kept it up after the fake daughter died and everything, so that's like, okay, this is pretty horrible actually, but
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like we're like I feel like we're like one step away from being like, he couldn't have faked like all the people like pumping up his Patreon, did he?
oh my
Oh, no.
gosh. Oh my gosh, well, if only. What if his Patreon is
Yeah.
still there?
The
getting-
logistics behind doing that is actually like absurd, by the way. That is not an easy task to do. That's a very unlikely, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't even
But
pull
he
off
did
like a Discord sock puppet. So to be fair, yeah, it's probably.
But he did have we did get confirmation from the mods on Something Awful that he had sock
Did
puppets
have
on
a
Something
sock
Awful
puppet.
who were
Yeah, a sock puppet.
hyping up who hyped up his LPs, which is crazy
What
because
I
you're
remember-
already popular.
Yeah. it's
What I
crazy.
remember is that he had one, and it was like
Okay, yeah.
particularly meaningless. It was the LP
No
chaff
Man.
poster, No Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
no
was
H. Yeah.
Basically only posted in his threads, I guess. I don't know. I never actually looked too deeply in it. And then, yeah, it turned out to be a sock puppet. The fact that he only had the one and did very little with it is the thing that was kind of wild, I think.
He he had another that he didn't do anything with, according to Fluff Daddy, who is the admin who like saw that thread and like looked into all this stuff. But like, yeah, like No H Man was his big sock puppet who, yeah, like was just like oh boy, or like I remember in like one of the threads too, because people were like all finding their posts. It was like, oh gee, like after the daughter died, it's like, oh man, I feel so bad for him or something. It's like, it's you, but like,
All right.
is that
Oh, yeah,
Like I said, I don't
sure.
I don't have a tremendous amount of time, so I'm going to leave you to this.
Sure.
Just let him know. Talking about the stories about the Dark Id, always funny.
it really is. Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Sure, yeah,
Thank
for joining.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me
I
actually
actually got to
bring
head
in,
out too because yeah, I got work in the mornings. But yeah, thanks for having me on.
absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
See you, Dial.
Absolutely.
Let me
Thanks.
bring in Robert Denby.
Let's do it. All right.
Hey, Robert Denby.
Hi, hello.
Hi. Are you
Hello.
Robert? You're Robert Denby?
Yep.
Excellent.
Very elusive.
Hello.
I should have just looked at the Discord and seen your name light up, but I'm playing Star of Providence at the same time, so I couldn't look away. Sorry. But anyway, what do you call it? How's it
Oh, no,
going?
you're good.
Yeah.
It's going pretty well, actually. But I just, yeah, what a thing this was. Like, I don't know what to really say about it beyond that. Just it's that final scene in Burn After Reading where they're just like, so what did we learn?
Just not to ever do it again, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. There's no real, yeah, God, what a strange thing. And yeah, I should go ahead and tell this story now. I was warned in person by Kuvo a couple years ago. But I did not want to accept it at the time. But yeah, he tried to warn me about it.
Yeah.
How did you knew from, I think, Anime Night, right? Which was like a thing, or am
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was on there a few times.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't in Anime Night at all, so it was just like basically a Discord where folks would watch anime and talk, like basically like a watch party kind of thing, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was basically a watch party kind of thing, which I've kind of extended into what I do now.
Nice.
But like, yeah, it was him and Vicus who I met in person, and they tried to tell me like, get out of this.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah, I guess I also owe you a bit of an apology there because I would have had every capacity to like message you about it, but I never did. So.
Oh no, it's okay.
it's tough to do because it's also like, because I've had that moment with people, like I think I mentioned it in my like thing about it, where it's just like eventually like I'd just be like, I can't take this anymore, and I'd have to like tell like somebody, and like once I was also not believed, because it was like, or I shouldn't say I wasn't like totally disbelieved. They're like, okay, thanks for letting me know, I'll consider it, and it was like, okay, like, yeah, I was like,
Yeah, and I should say, like, there was a moment where I did realize, like, oh, this is all bullshit. Oh no. And it was the time where the Russians attacked his house.
Oh yeah.
That was where I was, but I was also kind of worried, like, is something else going to happen here that we're not like prepared for? Is he like gonna kill off the character, so to speak? Like, is this what he's doing? And thankfully he didn't. Well, not so thankfully he resurfaced like a few days later. But yeah, that whole thing was so fucking stupid.
So
And I even was DMing him during that, like, okay, Godspeed, whatever.
so for anyone who wasn't aware of this one, apparently he was posting on his Discord, right, that like the Russians were coming to kill him, like there, like right there and then, and he's like posting through it like during like a gunfight with them, more or less. Is that what was kind of going down?
Yeah, that's allegedly what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to
He
make
was
sure.
describing like a John Wick fight that was happening on his property with like against like 30 Russian Black Sun Wagner Group mercenaries. So they were Nazis in addition to being hired by Putin.
Sure. Right. Right.
And it had to do with the fact that he was smack talking Russia on Twitter or something, because certainly no one else was doing
God.
it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was he also tried to like he tried to connect the incident to his YouTube account getting terminated for copyright violations for uploading.
Yes,
unnecessary
That's
music.
right. That's
Um,
right.
And he also like vague posted that Indestructible Cat and Seth series, who were two former moderators,
Mhm.
And Indestructible Cat is with us today,
Well.
might have had something to do with it. And I have no idea how that could have been the case. I think he was just trying to throw like nebulous accusations
Well-
against like Kiwi Farms, which he had already like kind of crafted a narrative that you guys were or that you folks were a part of,
Mhm.
which obviously is not true, to my knowledge. And
Not true.
yeah, and so yeah, it was really weird. And sometimes when he went off on those rants, I like messaged a few of like the people on the server that I was friends with, and I'm like, I wasn't ready to like come forward with stuff yet. And at that point I was also thinking like, this really is not my problem. Like, I'm not like, this isn't
Mhm.
my server, and I know I enjoy talking to some of the people here, but I'm not like, it's not like I'm not like super close to anyone here. So I'm like, okay, I am not going to, necessarily risk my reputation by like
Yeah.
trying to get trying to dispel the lies that this one person is telling, even though it is, because they are, at the time they seemed mostly harmless, but I started to grow more incensed when there was, I went up and I delved into hell and checked that there was in fact a Kiwi Farms thread that was monitoring the Discord server and
Mhm.
posting
Yeah.
screenshots of stuff. And I know that Id knew about it because I know that he fucking name searches.
Yeah.
And he would sometimes call out like, yeah, you fuckers in the Kiwi Farms thread. Yeah, enjoy this or whatever. And I'm like, so this is there, and that you've got a lot of vulnerable people in this server, people in the LGBT server who, might be like, there were folks who would like request donations to help pay rent and stuff like that. And I'm like, you got like compromising information here, and that this server has been invaded by people who do not have, folks' best interests at heart.
Mhm.
And you're not doing anything about it because that would expose your lie. And
Right.
that's where I like really started to get pissed off, but I didn't really see a path forward.
Well,
Yeah. To add to your point, if you want to just say something.
Oh no, I was gonna add to the point too, but you can go ahead. We're probably gonna say.
Oh yeah,
something similar,
I was gonna be like, just to add to your point. Around the time, I know the assumption was that I got kicked out. I left voluntarily.
Oh, okay.
Because at that point he was like, the daughter thing was already stretching credibility, and then the cancer stuff started popping up, and I was like, yeah, this is like a line I can't deal with anymore. So I
Mhm.
left. But like shortly after leaving, I did was me and Seth were talking, and we were like, it didn't sit right with either of us to not say anything. And I believe I told you, Slow Beef, that we were going to do a call out.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and at the time, we had like a good friend just basically tell us like if we did go through with it, what was the outcome, right? It's not like we were well known. Like
Mm-hmm.
at worst, we were throwing accusation about a person who at the time generally well liked.
Mhm.
Like it was only going to blow back on the people it would harm the most, basically.
I mean, I got the happy ending out of it, and I was really what helped me out too was the I'm thinking person like messaged me on Discord and was like, "Hey, I got this Twitter where I've been captured a couple of the lies they did publicly on Twitter, which is like he used like Google image search for a picture of his daughter and one other thing. Oh, the daughter turned 14
dog.
twice, and the dog, the
There's-
dog was like
yeah,
also
yeah.
at Google, yeah. But like, and I remember I won't call the person out, but I know like one person on the Discord is like, I don't believe Slow Beef. I think he probably had some beef with Darkid. But that was like my kind of worry too. Was like I tell the story and then nobody believes me, and they think it's like some weird like jealousy thing or whatever, and then I look like a total piece of shit who's like making fun of some parent whose kid died or something. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a huge gamble because like it's
Right.
like you're putting your reputation
Yeah.
against this person on the line, and there's no like until that Twitter thing, like there's no proof. You know what I mean? Like you could, like I even had like one friend who's like, technically you don't know if it's all fake, which I'm like, I mean you do, but yeah, okay, you don't know, I guess, but I mean the bar
that
story
there's-
should be enough.
Yeah,
Not kidding, but It's,
And
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of like coping involved, and I'm not even really blaming the people who like
Oh, no,
who it
yeah.
happened to, because like I said, there's years of manipulation, but
yeah,
that kind of conditioning can be difficult to break, because even when the even when the stock photos and like the stolen images for like family and dog were leaked and shown to the Discord, id's response was, well, yeah, of course I wouldn't use the real photos because like I don't want to compromise my family's privacy. And there were people who were like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Which it obviously doesn't, but like
yeah.
but that's what they, really want to believe, and he's good at telling people like what they want to hear, I feel.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
To add to that as well, like there's always like a I saw like a comment or two during the last stream or whatever, where like someone was like, why didn't you just confront him about it? It was like the thing with like confronting a pathological liar is that they're going to continue lying.
Yeah.
Right, they're going to like he kept lying to my face, and even after like I would push back on like many of his lies, to the point that someone came up to me like, hey, all this is doing is just making everyone uncomfortable. It's not really accomplishing what you think it is. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think too, like, there's also kind of like I know there's a term for this, but it's like, there's like a thing going on where also it's like, it almost like, not, and it really shouldn't, but it reflects on, you probably feel like it reflects on you, where then it's like, okay, I bought into this for years, and that means like in order for me to like realize this person's a liar, I kind of have to like reevaluate myself, and am I like kind of a fool here that I believe in it? And it's easier in a way to go like, no, I was right, And when I put it like that, it sounds like an arrogant sort of thing or whatever, but it's not pride per se. It is like a notion of like are you really willing to do this odd self-evaluation like right now on demand because of like this weird thing that you're not totally sure is true? And it's like, no, the easier thing is to be like, wait, no, like the thing I still believe is right. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to like break that, like, you want to say program, because you bought in, you convinced yourself too. So now you're not just like convincing people, hey, the Darkid's a liar. It's also like you're implicitly saying, also you were fooled by it, which like not a lot of people like to do. I mean, I think that's just a human nature thing. I don't, I hope nobody hears that and make me think like I'm saying like you're all arrogant jerks for not believing. It's just more like a thing like, if like I was in that position, I would have a lot of trouble with it,
Yeah, I like to
Mm.
just share a story here.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty funny, arguably. There was one time
Mhm.
we were all just, playing video games together, and it jumps in the call, and he's like, we're just shooting the shit, and he randomly goes, "Yeah, I did background checks on all of you,"
Oh
and
yeah.
and all of us were like, kind of laughing about it because it was so insane that like, of course, how are you gonna run background checks on all of us? But like, like Seth was like, this is a weird thing he's lying about, and that, like when we were messaging each other about it, I remember at one point it's like, yeah, I don't believe many of his stories. I just kind of assume, like, because of maybe trauma or like PTSD, he doesn't want to share like true stories about being a soldier, right? To me, which is like understandable, but like, yeah, and the funny thing about the background checks is at one point we were talking about it, and I was like, "Hey, so what did you dig up about me?" And he's like, and I think I put him on the spot there because like, yeah, I heard you once helped bury a body," and I was like, What?" and and he said it, and it was so ridiculous. I was like, "Haha, yeah." I think he believed me. I think there was just a lull of silence. I don't think he actually expected me to go along with it for a
Yeah,
second.
you should have like really committed to the bit. Like, how do you know about that? I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker, and see what happened to him.
Oh my
Just like outlie him.
Mhm.
I'm go even harder on it. Exactly. Yeah. Like,
No, not just the one.
I know, right?
But yeah, there was also like when id finally gave like a reason for why he claimed to have separated from Indestructible Cat and Seth series. I know you mentioned that you actually left, but id insisted that he had kicked y'all out. Um uh uh he said that part of the reason was that they were questioning Hikari's like veracity, like questioning her existence, and then he and Hikari started posting back and forth minutes apart, of course, um and saying like, yeah, isn't it like they found it so unreasonable that like we could talk the same and have the same interests because we're friends. Oh yeah, that's so unreasonable. Like how dare you assume that we're the same person? And it became like it was like codifying it as a rule that we should like never question that, or
I would
else
have
like
you
like
know that shouting boss fight motherfuckers at the top of my voice is a family tradition. Goddamn it.
That was, it's funny because that is one of the things too that made me like suspect the wife back. Because again, even though I suspected the military stuff, like, well, he wouldn't sock puppet a wife. Come on now, like that's so much,
Mhm.
Not that it's a lot of work, because like I had the Twitter account for like Slow Beef and Red Supre, and it's like it's very easy to switch, but I was still like, but you still wouldn't do that. And I remember though, like before the boss fight motherfucker thing, it was just like it was weird because she would do like screenshot let's play-ish jokes on things. Like she would post about Deadly Premonition like the first time she was playing it, and like her jokes seemed like kind of like his. Like when you're like sort of like it's like, oh, it's so weird. Like they kind of write alike, like, or why am I like reading this in his voice? And then that's like sort of like the wait a second here, kind of thing. But like it's just it's so odd. And like yeah, it's just odd too because like again, like he didn't have to do any of it. You think like once you're already like lying about being a mercenary and killing all these people, it's like I better add a family into this. Like, yeah, like you want to roll those dice too, like, all right, but jeez
Yeah, I mean,
Louise.
allegedly, the like Hikari is also like a sister of the Yakuza. So like
Oh
you have
yeah,
several crime syndicates on your ass. Why are you
helped the Yakuza get, what was it, masks to kids in early COVID or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I don't
What?
think this the Shadow Hearts LP update is the most important thing right now in your life.
It's one of those things too, right? Because it's like, and it's funny because like even when I like kind of broke this spell, or when I was like kind of like, wait, he's not in the military, because then I'm like, of course he's not. Like, how would he go to all these countries and bring his fucking PlayStation 3 and capture equipment? And it's not easy to screenshot to get stuff off PlayStation 3. You know what I mean? Like, just like to all these fucking venues and stuff. It's like, oh man, like I woke up at 6 in the morning and I had to like dig ditches and like put up in like turrets and shit Now I gotta think of something fucking funny to say about this motherfucker here. Yeah, all right, Kaine, what are you, and it's like, come on, like nobody has all that fucking time. Like, get out of here,
Listen, to put great work into all those screenshots.
I mean,
oh God.
yeah, go ahead.
So one time he got mad that someone was using his screenshot without credit, and it was so goddamn funny.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, it was just someone I can't forget. He's like, "Oh, I recognize that screenshot. Someone forgot to credit me." I'm like, "It's a screenshot, motherfucker. Come on."
You didn't credit fucking Square Enix or whoever you took the screenshot from.
I know, he didn't make it.
He loved stealing credit too. So okay, I forget when this was. Funnily enough, I think one time, Beef. I think this was like shortly after you made me a mod in like your Twitch channel. I think, and we were just talking about it, and he's like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, I'm a mod now." He's like, and then out of nowhere he goes, "Yeah, I talked to Slow Beef, and I convinced him that you're an okay guy." I was like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, no, I was really on the fence about that. And Dark is like, I guess cool. All right, I'll make him a mod of my Twitch stream. You got it.
Yeah, it's weird. He would talk about leveraging connections to get mundane shit, like using the Yakuza to help get a PS5.
Well, the weirdest thing is, like, I remember too, because he has all these like badass like war stories, but apparently, I think maybe you were telling me about this, iCat, if you want to, but like, so I invited him on Arcade Pit, and we were the team Dad at Games, right? And like, so I don't know what happened exactly, but like, I think he was having microphone problems like 10 minutes in, and then he just drops out of the call, and we're like, and Voice of Dog was around, so Voice of Dog was like subbed in for him, so we could like keep going. And it's like one of those like, oh, that was weird kind of things or whatever. But apparently, like, he was really upset about it.
Oh yeah, no, he was a bum. So like, what missing from that encounter is like, we're just like once again all just chilling in a voice call, and he comes in, and then like his audio is like terrible, like cutting in and out, causing like high pitched noises and stuff, and and he was like, oh, but I have to be on Arcade Pit with Slow Beef soon, and I was like, well, you can just message and say it's not working. He's like, no, I got it. Like I can do this other thing. And I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. But no, he was determined to play on Arcade Pit with you. and like, yeah, when obviously his mic failed, he comes back to chat and he's like, guys, I'm really bummed. Can we watch anime together? It's like a show, pal, to help you cheer up.
You got so much worse, more tragic shit in your future, my friend.
That was the first domino, really.
You gotta toughen the fuck up, son. You can't believe what's gonna happen to you. You can't believe the future you're going to write for yourself.
It's also funny that like, in addition to like all the supposed tragedies in his life, that like Hikari's life was similarly tragic, with her father allegedly dying in an earthquake, and her mother.
Wasn't it both parents together in the earthquake?
I'll tell you. Yeah. I can tell you.
The mom committed suicide. And the dad. Her and the dad were stuck under rubble. She was like stuck under her father's corpse, buried in the rubble during the Great Hanshin earthquake.
I pulled up from Beef's document here. Let me tell you how 5 hours stuck in a collapsed building with your dead dad near you kind of sucks ass. And what is Hikari post for that? The Wikipedia article of the Great Hanshin earthquake on January 7, 1995. Ridiculous.
There was also another sock puppet in the server that I didn't have enough evidence to fully disprove. But it was Hikari's sister, Ayame. And she was another character who showed up occasionally, and she was supposedly much younger than Hikari. And I for a while I was writing the document, I was trying to prove that like mathematically she could not exist because like both of her parents would have been dead before she was born. But there was like a 1 month window where it could have potentially happened, and I'm like, all right, I don't have a bulletproof argument here, even though I know I'm right. But yeah, there was supposedly another person, and also supposedly she had a brother who was Yakuza or something.
Listen, if the boss could give birth on Normandy, well,
On the battlefield, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
but yeah, no, it kind of does jog my memory at some point, and I think this might have been his wife's sister, but it could also have been Hikari's sister. But he claims like, yeah, I'm helping her put her through college was one of his like the things he said. What a magnanimous sort that man.
Really,
Rest
the
in
best
peace.
of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, because I was thinking too. Yeah, there was like Hikiari had a post in the document like, my parents are dead from
That was Hikari's sister, says Elise. Oh, okay. Elise is in the hang zone, but Timrod was. Okay, let me quickly bring in Timrod, because
Sure,
I
sure.
believe Timrod has like one story.
Sure.
Hey, Timrod.
Oh, hey, sorry, that's my mic button.
No problem.
No.
Welcome.
So yeah, I have a couple of stories about him. There was the time I was in his Discord one day, and he's posting about how he just got back home from Mexico, where he had just been for the past, I don't remember, a couple of days for work, and he says he killed 2 people, like they just came at him and he shot them. So I wasn't really as deep in this as a lot of other people were, and I asked him like, well, what do you do for a living? And he's like, private security. So obviously he's referencing Max Payne 3, but I didn't understand. I figured he was just doing like a Dick Marcinko thing, like just faking it to, like to a ridiculous degree to the point where nobody would take it seriously kind of thing.
Right, like a joke almost, like.
Yeah, like how you have those like Rogue Warrior books where he's like, oh yeah, and then I blew up Cuba, and then they replaced it with Shadow Cuba, the secret Cuba that had it.
Right.
So that was one of them. The second one was the time he scammed me out of $60. So this was right around the time he finished his Nier Let's Play, and Nier Automata had come out. It had been out for maybe like, I don't know, 2-3 months at this point. I had already finished it. I had it on PS5 or PS4, and I'd already finished it. And he goes, "Oh, I'd really like to Let's Play Nier Automata, but my bank just won't let me buy the game. Steam won't just take my bank card for some reason." And I didn't realize, like now I realize he probably was like unemployed or something and just didn't have the money. But he's framing it as, oh, the bank is against me and they won't, they're screwing with my bank card. This is like the 3rd time it's happened. And I'm like, I enjoyed his Let's Plays. I mean, he sucks as a person, but his Let's Plays weren't necessarily terrible.
Right.
So I go, you know what? I'll just buy it for him. I have money. I'll just buy it for him.
Sure, yeah.
So I did, and then he immediately was like, okay, I'm LPing Nier Automata now. And I'm like, at first I'm like, I can always just, like lend you the money and you just pay me back when your card gets fixed or whatever.
Right.
He's like, no, I'd really rather just buy it. You just buy it for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Timrod, you want $60? I can send you some.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, wow, like how? But yeah, then so my last one would be so this was after his fake daughter died. He had just finished Shadow Hearts 2 at this point, and I had read that. I was sort of following it, and I had started Let's Playing at this point. I do screenshot Let's Plays just like he did. And I go, you know what? I had just finished one I've been working on. I go, I should go do Shadow Hearts 3 because he said he'll never be able to do it. And he's like, oh yeah, I've got cancer or whatever. I'm not going to be able to do Shadow Hearts 3. So I go, okay, I'll do it. So I spent like a year Let's Playing Shadow Hearts 3. And that game it's not terrible, it's just very mediocre.
It's almost the
and
worst,
I was
right?
Like,
yeah, because it's like
yeah, and I'm doing it like,
yeah.
oh yeah, he's dying, I should just mention that. And I mentioned his LPs and the thing and stuff like that. And I hated that game. I absolutely hated Shadow Hearts 3. It has one defining moment, which is Frank, and then everything else is just downhill from there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'm like, and then so I got to
Oh,
the
thanks for the
final
raid,
boss
Vicus.
fight. I'm posting the final update of the LP, and that's when you posted your video about him, and that's when I learned about it.
Oh my
I
god.
was so pissed.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, God damn it!
Well,
Like,
well, Tim, if you want to buy me a copy of Resident Evil 9, I'm at least not a liar, and I'll stream. No, I'm joking. Don't do that. But like,
yeah, no, I actually have a copy of Resident Evil 9. I haven't gotten around to playing it yet, but
Must be good. But,
yeah,
It's gonna
it's pretty good.
yeah,
it'll all pay you back, when Nier 3 comes out and you suddenly get a surprise copy in your Steam library, courtesy of the Dark Ed who
Right.
pays back his debts.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I always pay back my debts, and then I learn about not to cross the deadliest man on Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, because like I always thought the whole thing was just him being completely, just like almost a self parody. But I figured, when you start talking about his daughter dying, I'm like, okay, maybe that's a little, that's a little bit different because there were other people doing that same sort of thing. I used to be with the people who would troll. There was a guy who was pretending to be a right wing nutjob radio host, and they'd call in and like piss him off, but he wasn't really, he was just faking it.
Okay.
It was still funny.
Right. Yeah. Oh
So
man.
that's about all I've got about him. But yeah, he was. I remember watching like the first 7 or 8 Fast and Furious movies with him, and it was actually kind of fun. And then I watched the 9th one. I'm like, wow, this isn't that great.
Well, like, yeah.
The 9th one is only okay.
Well,
I will stand by the first couple Fast and Furious movies.
The first couple weren't bad, but yeah, 9 I watched.
Sorry to,
that's
I'm
okay.
like, I can just
Sorry to
watch
chime
it
in with
somewhere and
that.
being like,
No, that's okay. I mean, it's still the theme of the night is still wild fiction that you can't. That is completely
Oh.
unrealistic, So it works
Yeah,
out.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
I enjoy those movies as a dumb soap opera, but yeah. But anyways,
And I've actually
there's a
got
weird thing.
to jump out, so
Oh, sure.
I'll be going.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
There was a weird thing in retrospect about the Nier Automata LP because he said he ended up not doing this for obvious reasons, but he said that he was going to post at the end of the LP his original reaction to the ending of that game, where he and his wife and daughter all sang along to what happens at the end of Nier Automata, which I won't spoil for people who haven't played it. But like he never could have posted that because they're not real. So I don't know what his plan was with that. I guess he realized that it was problematic because he never posted it.
Huh. That's weird.
And I
I
didn't
didn't know
idea
about
what
that.
he was planning.
I never actually read his Automata LP because I had already played it myself. I'm like, I don't really see the point in doing that until maybe after he's finished and I've had some time to forget about me playing through it. But maybe I will read through it now that it's been like how many years?
Gosh.
9.
9. Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, time flies.
How many Let's Plays did he even? I want to go to LP Archive here. And
He did a
see.
lot. It's got to be at least 20.
There
He
is
did
a
a
person
bunch.
who has been religiously documenting all this in TV tropes. If you want to check.
Oh gosh, good point. Actually, yeah. Let's Play. Oh yeah, Nier Automata Let's Play Archive.
Yeah. I know people brought up the TV tropes page. I have actually talked to the person who made his TV tropes page. That's not a Dark Id plant for the record.
Let me see here.
It's just a very dedicated
I thought
person.
it was.
It's yeah, because they had like 43. They have a ridiculously long like TV tropes page. I'm just like scrolling through it. It's like
It was longer than Taylor Swift's at one point.
Incredible.
Allegedly.
Jeez, like the Dark Id was a popular Let's Player on the Something All 4, completed 26 Let's Play, although technically, strictly speaking, 2 pairs or 2 joint threads, all of them featured. Oh, that's a no first. Took a long hiatus following the death of his daughter in 2019. Parentheses later revealed to be a lie. Eventually, quit playing it too. And so you know what? Maybe I was thinking this earlier. I didn't say it. Maybe when he got the copyright strikes or whatever on the 2022 Square Enix thing, he was probably like, this is gonna blow my cover for being such good friends with Yoko Taro, So obviously he has to come up with a story about how the Russians, are really doing this or whatever, right? Just I guess to
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, this
okay,
is
this
actually a
would
little
be.
wong, I think, because so serial thing goes, as it started to come out, the Let's Play community quickly turned against him. Conveniently, his stomach cancer returned. He claimed he only had days to live. Well, that's technically the other way
It's-
around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
Mhm.
well, I can't believe TV Tropes has been just besmirched like this, but maybe someday. The Patreon is still up apparently.
How many people are still donating is a question.
$45 a month is what somebody posted in chat earlier. Let me see here. Patreon.
Oh,
Where are
damn.
we?
Well,
Let's see.
I don't know why you needed Timrod to buy Nier Automata.
I know, right? $43.45.
Yeah, I forgot about the Patreon entirely. I'm like, wait a second. Now that I think about it, yeah, I never really looked at it. I don't donate to anybody on Patreon. That's not really my thing. But yeah, I should have thought about that.
Yeah, he's doing a. Looks like he's doing was doing a Parasite Eve Let's Play as of 2022. Yeah, 91 members, 455 posts, $43.45 a month still. Incredible.
So if any of you in chat are still donating to that or haven't checked, please go check.
Yeah, make sure.
Just
Yeah.
make sure, you never know. Sometimes a subscription.
I think I
It's
was
just-
a patron at some point, maybe, but I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
so here's a really great story. Okay, so we're me and a friend were just like talking, and it was there, and out of nowhere it goes, and to this other person goes. So I see you stopped contributing to the Patreon.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was such an insane thing that I immediately was followed up with, yeah, I also canceled my pledge because like, why would you bring this up amongst friends? We are part of your content, jackass.
Oh my God! That's insane.
Mhm.
Jeez, that's what a dick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just to kind of go off the a bit about him being a dick. He hated. Also, he just couldn't take a joke at his own expense. Loved to make fun of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
you might have heard stories from Speedball. But like, yeah, he would make fun of a lot of people. Sometimes very mean. It was like to the point, like a bunch of us be like, "Hey, you kind of have to calm down there."
Yeah.
But
Wow.
like,
Actually, I didn't know
just-
that.
yeah. But at one point, I think he kept on bringing up like some anime looked like a PC-98 game, and we started making fun of him, and he got really pouty, and he went like, "You guys are not even making good jokes, okay?"
Oh my gosh.
Really thin skin.
But I mean, it's weird. I guess after you've killed so many, it gives you like a sort of empathy that humans can't.
Yeah.
Normal people can't.
He's what we call a dark empath, you see.
Right, exactly. Which would make Hikiari his light sort
Mhm.
of symbol.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I'd also like to point out that I did exchange messages with the Hikiari sock puppet a few times over the years, direct messages on Discord, and I've occasionally go and look at my message history, and I've seen the profile picture update several times in the past couple of years. So that account is still active somewhere.
Oh my god.
They're still kicking out there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they got bequeathed an entire Steam library. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
get
Oh
rid of
yeah,
that
yeah.
anyway.
So if you see them playing, that remember that's just whoever been bequeathed. I remember. I remember.
I was just gonna.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No.
I was just gonna say I might after you're done with your
Yeah.
thought, I might bring in Elise, who was like I think a mod of that Discord at the time. But
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
No. All I was gonna say is once, like, after the daughter died, and I kind of just like I noped out of there, like just whatever. I saw Hikiari in my Twitch chat once. I just didn't acknowledge it because, like, at that point, I'm
Mhm.
like, no, this dude bullshit. So like. There's at least like a Twitch account of Hikiari's like out there somewhere, or you know what I mean. But like, who knows what's really going on? But anyway, yeah, no, that's all I had.
Okay, let me bring in Elise.
Yeah.
Hey, Elise.
Howdy, let me mute the stream so I don't double up.
Sure.
Uh,
Welcome.
I was never a mod. I was really
Okay.
close to 2 of the mods though, including Speedball mentioned last time. There was the woman who he got kicked out because it said he really scared her. I was really close to her, so I've got lots of that. That's why I remember a lot of the cool stuff, quote unquote, about id, is because she would tell me those stories over and over. Also, it sucks that Robert Denby's not here right now. Robert Denby ran into Hikari on another Discord after all this went down.
Oh my god! After the fact. Holy shit.
Yeah, after the fact, there was someone posting this big Discord that he was that he blocked, and he couldn't figure out who this was, and then he eventually figured out, oh, this is Hikari. So he informed the mods that about the whole Dark Age shit. And suddenly she doesn't post there anymore.
That's awesome.
But yeah, oh, I swear there was another story. Yeah. So, you told the story early about id putting someone through college. I remember that was Hikari's sister, who he also had adopted because her dad was super homophobic. Except, wait, no, her dad's dead. So it was her uncle who was super homophobic, who he then one day during COVID, because she was a nurse by the time COVID happened, I guess, and wanted to go to Canada. He had his boys, which is what he referred to his mercenary company as, go and abduct her from Carolina, bring her to Canada, and then he threatened some Canadian bureaucrats to fast track her citizenship papers.
What?
Yeah.
What? Wait.
I can't tell you how many laws that would break.
I'm having trouble wrapping my head around that one. So wait. So she kidnaps her and then also uses his influence to get her like ahead of the line in immigration stuff, you know? That's incredible.
Here's the influence. Why did he have to kidnap her?
Right? Like, what?
Just invite her over.
Well, he had to do the Fulton extraction, I guess. You know, that's the only
okay.
on brand,
Yeah.
maybe. Just collecting daughters like Pokemon.
Sometimes I think he was like trying to see how much he could get away with, because one time he was like, here's a picture of me, and like it was just a picture of young Ethan Hawke.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, he posted it in the Discord, and I was like, wait, isn't that Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, so I look at that, I'm like, that's just a picture of young Ethan Hawke. What are you trying to do here? It's like, oh. And then he's like, he thinks about it and he goes, huh, yeah, you're right. It does look like, I do look like a young Ethan Hawke. Hey guys, off screen, don't look at this picture.
That's incredible.
They say I look like Ethan Hawke. Well, yeah, the boys say I look like Ethan Hawke as well. You got it right on the.
That's insane. Because like the thing is, you would think like the path of least resistance there is, yeah, I'm just fucking with you, got me. You know what I mean? Like, but like no, like he just goes in on it even further. Incredible.
Yeah, there were other times when Hikari would describe him as like, oh, you look like Geralt of Rivia, or you look like Oscar Isaac in the new Dune movie, or something like that.
What do you call it? Ragged Noble says like, you know that motherfucker is watching this, and I was looking through the user list just in case if I don't see anything, you know. But,
well, if you're watching, you should join the call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come on in.
You have the best stories.
Yeah, we would
Exactly.
love to hear your thoughts.
I definitely would. I would give anything for that, honestly. But
I want to hear the
anybody
true
remember the
story.
time-
Everything I've been telling has been a fucking lie.
yeah,
You're gonna tell me the true story about how you've been fighting in Atlantis or something.
my. Let me see here. Like, I'm looking through the doc, dude. Like, my parents are dead. Yeah, my mom just hung her. Oh, my mom hung herself and walk in. This is Hikari. Walk in on that when I was like 8. Thanks, mom. Like, Jesus Christ, poor Hikari Kusagano. And then, oh yeah, and then that's right. Hikari has like all the stories about like how she was the translator on Nier, right? And got like and like yeah, like what was it like just talking Fran about the company he worked for. I was translator. Don't tell anyone that. Popular Discord. Keep that a secret between you and the 200 other people here, I guess, or however many. I don't know.
Again, easily verifiable info.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah. Also, this is so strange. She would she would claim that like, oh, I'm part of all of these like pending translation projects because like at the time I was talking about Ace Combat 3, which hadn't been fully translated at that point, and she's like, yeah, I was part of the translation team for that. It's like, what was Nier not enough?
About Kaine's lines, I think she said because somebody was like what is it here?
It was the shit hog line.
Yeah, the shit hog line that she came up with that.
Probably
right?
a little bit further down.
Yeah.
It's actually me who asked that question, I believe.
Yeah, it's like
it's me.
I literally worked on that translation, argued against using Demon Lord. Yeah, and then here's Beef Stew. I think I remembered that. That's dope. I got Shades over Shadows. Thought that cooler. And then you said you have anything to do with Kaine. So I retired from localization like not long after that game, but shit hog.
Yeah, and this was obviously I was probably like still kind of eating it up in 2020. I hadn't yet started to kind of figure things out. But yeah, the funny thing is that the credits for the original Nier game are not organized by like who worked on what. It's just a big alphabetical list, so it's very easy to look up Hikari Kasugano there, and there is no such person.
Yep.
Yeah, and she obviously brings it up later, and you talk about it in this doc, but like one of us, in this case Seth was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go check the credits, and he and they did, and she was not there. So
right. That's the wildest thing too, because like it's so easily verifiable, and it's like crazy too, because and this is the part where Hikari posts her pictures and stuff, and then whoops, pop singer Miki Fujimoto, and what do you call it? And then here's Getty Images, and then Aya Matsura. Yep. Oh my gosh.
Just as an aside, I know some people are like, I don't like gossiping. In this specific case, where me and a bunch of friends, we didn't bring up any of the like Id's lies until at a point where we all were just like, so all of this is kind of bullshit, right? And go like, yeah. So in a way, I do think a little bit of gossip is healthy, gossip amongst friends, just a tad bit.
Absolutely, yeah,
right.
yeah. No, this isn't like, oh, did you see like what this jerk does? Haha, I'm laughing at them for being like lesser than me. This is like, hey, I'm like, it's a pathological liar here, It's like got a little weird cult of personality going on, like what the, because that's the messed up part too, is because like. I think like talking about last time, like this sort of like how he would kind of like drag people in who were like kind of vulnerable and stuff, and sort of act like a parent figure in a way of that like sort of like and it's just,
he had the unfortunate ability of being able to bring people cooler than him together.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
I think he really kind of liked to frame himself as kind of like a tough father figure that can be protective for vulnerable or marginalized people, and I think that a lot of people were kind of looking for something like that.
I mean, it was also post 2016 when all of this
yes, it
happening,
was.
Right? So, like, understandable.
Yeah. And I think that's just someone people wanted someone who they could feel secure in, someone who had power but was looking out for their best interest.
That like
and actively posting about his like queer child, right?
Yeah. Like or like what is it, like positive masculinity kind of thing, like haha you clowns wasn't out yet, so yeah, exactly, but like no, yeah, so yeah, it was like exactly that, like that sort of like, oh, here's like a tough guy who's like kind of stand up for people and all that. And he always had stories about how he stood up for everybody and what a good person he was, and how like, that guy said something homophobic to my daughter, I'm throwing him in a dumpster. And it's like, where were you that you heard that on the street and then there's a dumpster nearby? But because that's
He
like
said it was at a school board meeting or something. I think.
Wait, what? Really?
I think that's how it went. Yeah, I think he said he was at like a school board meeting or something. Somebody made a comment about his daughter to him while he was at this meeting, and then on the way out, he like slams the guy's head into a dumpster and then throws him in or something like that.
Damn, those PTA meetings go wild.
I've been to those
Jeez.
too. Like what? Like that doesn't. Like why is there a dumpster right on the out front of the school? Because everybody just walks there to their car after. It's not like all right, we're all done with the PTA meeting. Let's go to the back alley now. You know, like what?
There's
Why did
also
his
the time
daughter
when
come up
someone-
during a PTA meeting?
Listen,
There's also the time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're not in the lawless land of Prince Edward Island, Canada. What happened there?
That's true. Yeah, the Outer Heaven school board is like rough as shit.
Yeah.
It's like basically Dead Cell, but they're like fucking Fortune setting the curriculum and everything. It's insane.
He retold the story about hijacking a racist / homophobe, depending on the time he was telling the story, racist or homophobe's car, and then parking it on a sand dune. So that that the person would be like fined like several $1,000s.
It's so weird. He has all these stories about beating the fuck out of people, and then he has this Dennis the Menace ass story of like, I got that guy a hefty parking fine. Take that, Hitler. Like, what a fucking weirdo. My God.
I think what confuses me the most about all of this is like, especially with the whole like cancer subplot and the news gradually breaking. I don't know what his end game was with all of this, and the answer is probably that he didn't have one.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, just I don't think like him telling people he had cancer was his goal at all. It's a thing I forced him to do. So
like he I think the thing is that like, there's like a psychological thing to it, right? Where if it's like, I kind of went into this where like somebody told me about like pathological liars, and sometimes they lie because they're compelled to in a way, like even if it doesn't really benefit them or anything, right? Because like some of these stories don't make him look good, and maybe that's part of it, but it's like nothing, like it doesn't help Hikiari to like, have lost your parents in like a famous earthquake, but like, so it's not quite the same story as like, yeah, I'm responsible for an awesome video game translation. You're welcome, So like, I guess he couldn't help it, but like, there has to be a point too where you realize, like, what I mean, when you're logging into 2 different Discord accounts to talk to yourself, then it's like, okay, there's no Fight Club explanation for that. You know what I mean? Like, you're like full of shit at that point, So.
right.
That's like, it's so hard to understand that part of it, where it's just like, yeah, okay, fine. I could maybe see like, shit, I can't believe I told everybody my daughter died. I was psychologically compelled to, but then it's also like, but here we go with the ultimate gaslighting. Here we go. Like, here's the plan. Like, Jesus, yeah, but.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. He has the ability to spin.
He does. I mean, it's interesting. Like, I'll say that, but.
I do have a really dumb theory about what his endgame was.
Go for it.
Oh,
Is that about 2 years ago, after he made this announcement, the Nier 1 remake was coming out. So my incredibly dumb theory is that he'd already said, as his id persona, he's too sick and old and decrepit to continue LPing. But you know who isn't? Hikiari.
Oh
yeah,
my
his
God.
young, hot Japanese best friend / lover. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's even got his son lined up to take over when Hikiari gets too old.
Oh my God, the
Yeah.
dark kid, of course.
It was all there.
Mr. Policeman, I gave you all the clues. No, yeah, but like it's because she worked on the translation, and then like she could do Yakuza because she's in the Yakuza or whatever it was, or her, what was it again? She had some kind of connection, right?
Her brother was Yakuza, and then Id could no longer return to Osaka because he blew up a building full of Yakuza guys.
And
Wow.
don't forget the once he threw out a window too.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing about organized criminals is they can't leave the country they're associated with. So like if the Yakuza want revenge against someone but they leave Japan, it's like calling base. You know what I mean? Like, you win again, Dark Id.
Darkman drove into a GTA spray shop and lost all of his wanted stars.
Yeah. Seeing Apoda in chat, and just to read out their question,
Yep.
did he ever get up to culty stuff besides lying to his friends? I guess there was the Patreon, but I'm presuming he wasn't like, getting people to sign over their bank accounts. No, that's the thing. I think, and also just goes to show you what being a compulsive liar is. He never like funneled it into a grift in the way you would expect him to. He did it for the love of the game. I salute him for that.
There's like
No, in fact,
Psyalpha says that he did. What are you talking? Or I'm
Well,
not sure. I
what
know
do you
what you're
mean?
talking about, Psy.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
The lady he was essentially grooming. Wait, what?
Yeah, there was one girl. I hate calling her a girl. She was very troubled. She had a very unsupportive family, and she had some real self-esteem issues, and so he kind of preyed on her and like showered her with affection and shit. This is the same woman that got Speedball banned. Speedball was getting too close to this woman, and I bet it went, oh shit, if Speedball's too nice to her, this could start deprogramming her.
I will also say that this is the one person, and I don't want to I don't want to necessarily throw too much shade on this person. She and I didn't get along for personal reasons, but that's neither here nor there. She was the one person mentioned in the document that still was on Id's side after everyone else turned on him. And like even after he had supposedly died, she was, very much still a believer. And I think that's just kind of that was the level of grip that he had on her, that he did kind of have kind of complete psychological control in that regard. And I'm hoping that she's gotten over that and is doing better and completely moves on from this chapter of her life. Even though I have personal, even though we didn't get along, I hope that she does not fall prey to that sort of thing and finds love and support in her life.
I feel like
Yeah.
go ahead.
Apparently, I've heard from mutual friends that she fucking hates me. So, and that she's staying away from Discord communities as a whole.
Okay, well, that's a
she
positive.
fucking hated my
That's
ass.
there's a net positive there.
Yeah, so at least okay. There's a bit of a
That's
silver
good.
lining there. Yeah. What do you call it? No, well, I mean, I feel like too with that kind of thing, like it's one of those things like if you remove the main character from that whole like story and everything, then I feel like the lie kind of has to fall apart a little bit, right? Because it's like it's easy when you have like somebody who's reinforcing it over and over again. It's one of the things like I found out like when I was like kind of telling people stuff like early on, like one-on-one, it's almost like once you say something like, hey, this is bullshit, right? They're kind of like, oh yeah, it is. It's like one of those things, if you let yourself kind of doubt it, you're like, oh yeah, this all falls apart when you like really get into it, because it's like, yeah, it's like, how could you not like Resident Evil 7? No, I'm kidding. But like, how could you like be like a mercenary and doing all this shit, that kind of thing. But like, yeah, so like, oh my God, Psyalpha, when she started calling him dad, ooh, that's when I went.
Yeah, she did.
He pseudo adopted her.
She did. Like when she was very upset that people were trying to smear her dead father when he quote unquote died. And yeah, and I'm like, I can't help you.
She also really helped. So people say, how could you possibly not realize Id and Hikari were different people? She claimed that she had talked with Hikari in voice chats before and could confirm that it was not Id.
Wow.
So
I do not. I'm sorry, I don't believe her.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I mean, I don't believe her now, but
right. But
at the time, I was like, oh, okay, I guess she does exist, because even before all this went down, I was like, it keeps saying that she's talking in the background of these calls, and I've never heard her once. Like, have you talked to her in person? And she's like, oh yeah, we've talked on multiple occasions. We've talked in like full Japanese and yada yada. And I was like, oh, okay.
Jeez.
Yes, no, she was extremely real.
I mean, she might have also had stuff going on too, like, you know what I mean? That,
Yeah.
So
She had a very difficult home life, and so I don't want to
yeah. I mean,
do that too much for her.
of course, yeah. But I was just saying, like, as a possibility, But like, it's So, that was the thing about it, because like, again, it's like it's like part of it's like a really funny story in terms of like the things that he said and did and all these things, and then part of it's like not fucking funny at all because he's like kind of a monster in a way, like it's
Yeah.
I mean, I have to imagine like it's I don't know. Well, it's funny because I was almost like, did stuff like get out of his control? But it sounds like no. It sounds like he was like really a willing participant in this. If he's like kind of like, don't like talk to Speedball or whatever, because I gotta like, you know what I mean? Like keep everybody else at arm's length or whatever. That's really fucking horrible, So, gosh, but geez.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't think it was ever about money or anything. We had the story a little bit ago about him getting a free copy of Nier, but even with the the Patreon stuff, I remember just after the fake daughter died, we had a little a little chat channel in the Discord server for kind of expressing condolences, and I was very upset about this whole ordeal because I had known about his daughter since I was like 14 at that point.
Mhm.
And I was like 14 when I first started reading him, and then I'm like 25. And so I'm like, oh my god, this I've watched I've secondhand experienced this little girl grow up over the course of years, and now she's dead. That's really upsetting. Is there anything we can do? And I recommended, like I actually like talked about like organizing like a GoFundMe or something like that to like pay for like therapy or some shit.
Yeah.
And that's probably like, I was definitely overstepping my boundaries there. But Hikari came in and was like, no, don't do that. We don't want your money. Like, and so like, there was a easy possibility for id to like fleece money out of people, for
Right.
that, and did not take it.
The only, like I said, the only time though that like he like sort of like as the wife once, I remember posting on Twitter like, hey, if you contribute to my husband's Patreon, he doesn't have to do all this like soldier shit. That's the only time I've ever seen it, which like I don't know if was like just a thing that he would feel like the character would say, or like if maybe he needed money at that time or something, But I do agree with you all that like it didn't seem to be his main goal or whatever, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't doing it like to grift people out of money, like or like a con artist or a scammer, or at least not in the usual sense you think of it, But like
according to one of the people who spilled the beans on some of his real life and gave some information that was later corroborated, who claimed to be his brother. Again, we don't know too much about this person. They just dropped a few things on Twitter once.
Is that the person who's like named Ryan, like Ryan 03354 or whatever, and added it?
Yeah, I think so. And
actually, it's in the document here. Let me pull it up.
He says that that id lives with his father, and basically lives entirely off that, and that's that's how he goes for financial stability. And I'm not here to like shame people who like live with parents or whatever. Like, it's a fucking rough ass time. I've had I'm actually currently between jobs right now because I got laid off, but like, yeah, I think that's like, I think that it wasn't necessarily like hurting for money, like struggling for rent or starving. I think that he had a stable financial situation, even if it was leeching off of someone else. I think that he didn't need to really siphon from his fans or community.
Like, there's like a thing here. Yeah, there's like 3 tweets that were screenshot here. That's like from Ryan through the video over there. It's like this, and then he's like at Sfio, who's the fake wife. This account's manned by a 30-year-old man-child virgin who likes to strangle cats. I never got really any more about that. And still lives with his father. And then I honestly cared more about that cat than I did you. So help me God if I ever come back down there and beat the shit out of you and personally check you into a fucking mental ward. Which is funny because it almost sounds like him, right?
It does kind of sound like him.
Sound like him, yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, you worthless piece of shit. You've killed fucking Screechy. You are fucking dead to be, you sociopathic man-child. You're living in some fantasy world of fake wife and kid. Now you're strangling cats. So maybe this is like a plot arc that he abandoned. Like the true Dark Id or something, calling him out, But, like... Ash.
Oh, have we told the story about the kittens under the deck?
No, go for it.
Oh, okay. So
Not on this
there
one.
was a storyline he did about he and his daughter building the deck out back and doing it by hand because he was big, strong, burly Mandy Man.
Right.
And then he finishes it, and that night he's about to go to bed, and his daughter runs in and is like, "Dad, I think I heard meowing under the deck." And he's like, "Okay, whatever." And he looks under the deck, and a pregnant cat had crawled under the newly built deck, gave birth, and then died. So he and his daughter, and this is in Prince Edward Island, so it's like negative 20 degrees outside. I have no idea if that's what the
There's like
climate's
assassins
actually like.
everywhere. It's deadliest place
Yeah.
on earth. Yeah.
So he and his daughter start like pulling the kittens inside so that they can not die. And
You forgot where he punched through the deck to get
yes,
them.
and there's
Right.
one kitten left who he can't get to, so he starts fucking Jotaro Kujoing his way through the deck, just tearing it apart and punching it apart so he can get one last kitten.
Well, it's like Chris Redfield in The Boulder, really, But just,
Yeah.
It's like...
And that's the kitten that he kept, who then later died unceremoniously.
Aww.
And all the other kittens just got adopted out shortly after, because as we all know, kittens can be adopted out almost immediately.
Because there always has to be some tragedy in his life, too. That's like,
Of course.
Of course.
Different cat than the one who just suddenly died of a seizure out of nowhere.
Either seizure or apparently 8 antifreeze. I can't remember. I think it was the antifreeze.
What the?
The wife who is supposedly like vet tech certified, asking if cats can get seizures on Twitter.
Yeah, I remember that. Also, I had a cat who drank antifreeze, and yeah, that can cause a seizure or a stroke, so that makes sense.
Oh, jeez.
I guess just because we have other people waiting in the wings. Timrod, do you have anything else to add? I know you.
Oh no, I'm good. I'll leave.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, see you around,
Thanks,
Timrod.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you.
Let me see. I think Madison came in first before Strong Badman, although they seem to be deafened, so I'll just bring them in and just put them back
Just
if
hope
they're
for the
not around.
best, yeah.
Madison, are you there?
Let me see what other things we got while they're getting sorted here. Let's see. Some of the lines, and let's see. He's a former Marine who now runs a PMC. Know that. He was honorably discharged from the Marines after threatening to expose war crimes perpetrated by the United States.
That changed.
Basically-
Sometimes it was dishonorably discharged for doing that.
I think he had told me honorably because it was like they basically gave him like a like fuck you, never talk about this again, and we'll let you go, with an honorable commendation.
Timrod actually in the chat brings up a thing too. Was like I recall when his daughter died, asking what she died of, and he never answered me, which is like I remember, because like the PYF thread posted like the thing where he's like, my daughter died of ... Oh, what does it matter now anyway?
Yeah.
I'm very surprised he never tried to claim that she was the first COVID victim.
What was it? And then like I think like Hikiari even was trying to explain it in her debut Discord post of just like, I think it was that immune disease the wife had, but a kid didn't have it. I don't know. I gotta go drink. Which is like great. See ya. Thanks.
She
for
died
that.
of the anime mom disease.
Yeah, it's rough. So, hello, Madison.
Hi. I never knew the dark id, more just the idea of the man. Um, my ears did perk up at the Nier story though, because I have done a bit of reading about the localization of that game, and like none of the details stick out as particularly like, okay, that didn't happen, but it's like, like I can't prove anything, but I think one mistake a lot of people make with like Nier is like everyone goes like, oh yeah, it's that Yoko Taro series. It's like everything's Yoko Taro, and it's like there's a team of writers on it.
But did they do karaoke with the dark id?
I mean, they might have, right?
Right.
I can't disprove it. I've looked through a lot of interviews, but I can't disprove it.
Well, I guess that's also maybe the conspiracy why her name's not in the credits too. Maybe they took it out.
Right. The woman who erased her name. No, but I was going to bring up with Kaine's dialogue. In the Japanese version, it's interesting. It's all bleeped out as like a comedic device.
Right. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
There's an interview I'm trying to find again just so I can double check this, but I'm on slightly earlier than I was expecting. Where they talk about, like, one of the writers talks about just writing in the censored bars, but then in brackets putting, quote, like the most filthy stuff she could think of. And I find that really interesting because I always assumed the English dub wrote all Kaine swearing, but there is a possibility that they wrote it out as like temp dialogue to read and then bleep over.
I see.
There is a possibility that Atsuko Tanaka, rest in peace, voice of Kaine, read out the lines, I'll tear out your eyes and piss in the eye sockets. And that audio might be lost. And again, it's like, did this person come up with shithog? Did it say shithead in the original? I don't know that, but like...
Who knows? Who knows what truth that he could have stumbled upon?
Yeah.
What do you call it? It's wild too because it's like, of all the translation, you could have gotten like a away with like, oh, I did a little bit of it, I did a little punch up, that kind of thing. But nope, I came up with the choicest bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have a little feedback, by the way.
You're also sort of...
Oh yeah, you have a little bit of audio feedback.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Let me try changing my microphone a little.
It's whenever we talk. Yeah, I think so. If you have
okay. Yeah.
Okay. I think you're good.
Got headphones on. I don't know why.
That's okay.
No, I mean, you were talking about just like the theme of the evening being crazy shit in general, and I do help moderate a friend's Discord server, and we have had someone with the flavor of like just telling fucking lies.
Well, like the problem, they have to make the Let's Plays first and get popular, right?
Right. Yeah. Like they weren't really a Let's Player, but they did have a thing of like, hey, look at all this like popular cool merchandise I have, and people started noticing, hey, by the way, just message to the mods, these are all like taken off of Reddit and stuff, and we just passed like a soft rule of like, hey, no sock puppeting. I know this rule is a bit vague, but like, don't make stuff up about yourself. And the weirdest thing is, she stopped.
See,
so it could have been unrelated.
You know what? It's like Catch Me If You Can, where at the end he becomes like the con art, like he catches other check fraud. Like that could be like the Dark Kid's like ultimate job. You know what I mean? Of like,
there is one problem with that. I've started reading. I haven't finished it. There's a great book called Catching Truth Before We Can. I forget the full title, but it's actually about the guy who the movie is based on and how most of what he said he did is a lie, because of course it is. He's a con artist.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that actually does make sense now that you say it. Yeah.
Right? Like it's the same thing we're talking about. Like I always sort of go to the H. Bomber Guy quote where he says, it turns out if something is really easy to check, nobody ever does.
Right.
I don't know. It's verifiable proof that I'm a Nazi.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, that was okay. Well, I won't look into that.
I do wonder if the Dark Id ever hopes H-Bomber Guy makes a story about him.
Oh boy.
If like he has that much of a swelled head.
Well, I mean, the thing is too, though. That's the thing. It's like if it was just all this, like just the stuff that's like, yeah, I my wife and I got divorced, so I could like have my like lesbian number 2 friend who is also an assassin, but also marry my old childhood friend who was the Yakuza. Like, if it's all that, it's fine. But then there's also like, yeah, I kind of groomed somebody and gaslit people and like smeared people as Nazis and all that. Where it's just like, I don't. That's like the monkey's paw, where it's like, yeah, you might get a video about you someday, but it's probably not going to be the one you want, So,
So
Go ahead.
so I have the weirdest so I'm apparently Tumblr's #1 Dark Id expert because I keep getting quoted and referenced in all of these random people's YouTube videos. And I've only ever been contacted once about if it's okay to like use
quote.
my Tumblr post.
Mhm.
It's rather annoying.
That's sort of the Tumblr experience, though. Everyone assumes the site is dead, so it's all archaeology, and it's like, no, we're still here.
But like, but I post.
Yeah.
I post constantly. Like I
Yeah,
found the guys...
it's crazy. Sometimes we could still hear their voice.
Yeah, true.
We got. You're not Agent Grave, are you? The incompetent CIA personnel who ignored his warnings.
No, I fear I am not Agent Grave.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to yell about, because I know slightly more than average about Nia's localization process. So
well, thank you for your contribution there.
Thank you.
yeah, no worries, thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah.
I guess we also have strong bad man, so
Sure.
bring them in.
Sure.
Hello.
It's my old one here. Wait. Trying to.
Hey, am I coming in okay?
Duh.
Can you say again?
Oh,
Am I coming in okay?
Yes, you are.
yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I have the pettiest story about Dark Id, maybe.
Hit us.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you know Brian David Gilbert?
Yes.
Yes.
So he was doing his series Unraveled, pretty good show. He did a video on trying to invent a new music style for Fallout, and I was in the Discord at the time and just got talking about, oh, I'm gonna watch this, and I said, oh, I can't wait until he accidentally reinvents ska, and then the car says, oh fuck, did you watch the video already?
Oh.
So the Dark Id accidentally spoiled the fucking video for me.
Oh no.
It's
That's the
pettiest-
worst crime.
It's like I can't even be mad at him that much for it.
Still a good video.
What a
Mhm.
jerk.
It's good.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing I've heard him say on this about the Dark in this whole stream. But God.
Just another funny thing is that,
Yeah.
I think I came onto him because I found his LP through looking up Limbo of the Lost, which is, if nobody's familiar with Limbo of the Lost, it's a fucking crazy game that's
Yeah.
just stole a bunch of shit from a bunch of games.
Yeah.
It's
It's
the Dark Id
Like
video
the Dark Id, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
No wonder he gravitated toward it, right? Right, yeah. It's
There was a lot of interesting things like having his kid draw something, so he was still like had a kid. He was doing the kid life for a while.
It's so weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like again, like why? Because it's like what? Also, like it's an odd thing in general. Because I'd be like, I feel like if I asked one of my kids, like, hey, can you draw something from Drakengard 3? Like, what? Like, why would your kids even be interested in this thing like you're talking about? And
To be fair, he was like having them draw like a lighthouse to make a point about how stupid the protagonist was for like not doing that.
I say. Well, yeah.
He was also doing the mercenary life for a while.
Oh yeah, no. Well, he loved the mercenary lie. That was his whole like kit and caboodle, right? It was just like, what do you call it? Let's see what else. Here.
That sticks out to me because I read that like he did like a one-off joke about saving his soul, like, oh, those war crimes haven't been treating me well or whatever. And
All
then
those
later,
child soldiers that shot in the face.
later when when the Olympics were in
Oh yeah,
Rio,
Rio.
Yeah, in Rio, yeah.
he was doing security detail,
What was
and then I
that
remember.
about?
So wait, that wasn't a joke. You actually are a mercenary,
Yeah,
and he didn't say anything.
yeah. For a little bit of the behind the scenes, he, in quotes, was apparently doing a security detail for the Rio Olympics, and he also did the live tweeting about shooting people, but there was a thing where he like killed someone and a kid, and the whole
Yeah.
shebang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when he was like, I shot a kid or whatever, and it's because
Mhm.
that was like I saw somebody was just like, God, I hope you're getting therapy, and that's like I DM'd them just like, hey, you know what? Let's don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry. I'm pretty sure it's not true, but no.
He also implied that he burned down Notre Dame.
What?
I missed one.
So
What?
Yeah, he just so happened to have been in Paris when Notre Dame was burning. So he and number 2 were sitting on a rooftop
Yeah,
watching it burn.
I remember this.
Don't
Yeah,
you
he was, but
know?
yeah, we were just sitting in voice call the one day, and he joins in, and I'm just watching the Notre Dame burn down when too. Yeah, I just assumed he was like talking about doing a security detail again. I didn't realize he was claiming he actually burned the fucker down.
That's how I've always interpreted it.
Oh, okay.
That's incredible.
I do love that he just Forrest Gumps his way into like major world events.
Yeah, no, he extremely was Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, but like GUNP. That's insane. What else do they call it? Enacted lethal revenge on his old CO, Sergeant Kelly, which is the same surname as his possible real last name.
Getting one over on the real Judge Frollo.
He recounted a story about how he carried a female operative piggyback while she fired back at pursuers with a handgun. He fell in love with her there, but alas, he was already married.
I'm sorry. That reminds me, something that came up in the very late days that I've never seen anyone talk about earlier. So he was bi, apparently.
Really?
Apparently he fell in love with several of his fellow soldiers in trenches, but he just never realized that was same-sex attraction until Hikari told him about it. And I
What?
think that was actually
bisexuality.
I think he came up with that idea so that he could be in the LGBTQ channel and be like, see, I'm bi. It's okay for me to be here too.
Did he do this in Pride Month?
That's
probably.
How is that like? I want to kiss one of my fellow comrades here. I think that's just the combat high. And Hikari like, no, that's being bisexual. Oh, that's what that is. I thought it was okay. All right, yeah.
That's a Final Fantasy X joke.
What the fuck? I thought, wow, that's incredible. He's personally run security for George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Justin Trudeau, and Donald Trump. Also ran security 2016 Rio Olympics. The Russian taunt. He's been blown up by an IED in the Middle East. Oh, why not? Open fire and kill children in the Middle East. Oh yeah, and then there's this like he interacts with what appears to be various fey animals, including a spirit fox familiar that has been debunked, and a mysterious dog that joined him on a cross-country journey to shake down child support from a deadbeat dad. What?
Yes, his sister's ex-husband, who he traveled into the U.S. with a couple guys to go get the money for his sister's kids. And then he kicked down the door to the apartment and it was empty, and it turned out he died of COVID 2 days earlier.
What? What?
You can't do something.
Yeah.
That came up last stream. No, wait. I thought the one that I was thinking of from the last stream was when it's like his I forget. Like, there was some other father. I think it was maybe the dead daughter's girlfriend's father.
Oh yes, the dead girlfriend's. Sorry, the dead daughter's girlfriend's father. Yeah, no.
Rebecca's
One
father.
time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
again, another time. It's just hanging out in the voice call. You would think after all these voice calls, I would have a more trauma of joining calls. But like he jumps in and he goes like, "Yeah, guys. So you know Rebecca, right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah. What about Rebecca?" So I had to put down her dad. Like, oh. Oh, okay, yeah. It was like the man was always sad, after his wife died, and I think he just had enough that day, but he did it wrong, and so I had to go in there, and I had to do it properly.
What the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ.
Like, oh my god. Like, I don't, just like, they're like, how was your day? I had to put down my daughter's girlfriend's father. What? Why are you just admitting to crimes? Like, you can't just do that. Like, the
No,
police.
he's admitting to crimes all the time. I mean, after the one crime, you heard them all.
The police are like, oh, you just old yellered him. We understand. Got it. Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
You joke, but that is his actual reason.
the fucked up thing is that story came back because and I talked about this in the document, but I'll reiterate it here. There was a user on the Discord who was like, going through a rough period and was like expressing some like suicidal ideation. And id came in and said like, oh well, if you're if you want to kill yourself, be sure to like angle the gun this way because otherwise you'll fuck it up or whatever. And
I heard this. Yeah.
and then the next day someone called him out about it, and he claimed that he'd never posted that, and then claimed that he had discovered that it was Rebecca who had posted that and based it off of the way that her dad had died as like revenge for him killing her dad.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
No, but like what?
Like he claimed that she was like weird and spiteful and vindictive, so she tried to give another user advice on how to kill themselves when they were expressing suicidal thoughts.
See,
but it was really just id saying shit for whatever reason,
right?
And then lying and making up this story to connect to this other previous story. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I guess she ended up killing herself at the gravesite.
So because I never really understood about like, well, why did she like, why did she kill herself? But I see. So it's because id killed her father, even though it was really a mercy killing because he tried to kill himself.
Yes.
And maybe it was supposed to be a plot thread where he didn't want her to know that he'd taken his own life, so he took the blame on purpose. This is me speculating, man. This is my fan fiction about the Dark End, and that's what led to then her killing herself and blaming him for it, so he would always have to live with that guilt. But like, why? It's so what? It's called yes anding, says Miss Edgy. The first rule of improv.
Suicides.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, he's Batman to his friend's Harvey Dent. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And it's and all because, well, actually, there's no reason really. Like just could have just.
PEI really needs to get rid of Crime Alley. I don't know why they have.
Well, as soon as he turns it into Outer Heaven too, then there won't be no Crime Alley.
I was in the Discord when he said that. That was fucked.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, I guess he was trying to be his like stupid badass self, because I think also like he was drunk for a lot of this stuff too, right? Which is like a big,
yes,
like
he was constantly drunk.
Yeah,
because like I mean, because that's the other thing too. It's like how do you keep it all straight too when you like throw like that into the mix where you're like bombed for a bunch of it and it's like, oh god, what did I say last night and stuff. So yeah, always smashed. Jesus.
Well, apparently he wasn't keeping it straight in the last couple of years, but
oh, that's fair. Yeah.
He was making him crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
yeah.
so something he would do when he would tell these lies is he would always post them in the politics channel, even if it had nothing to do with politics. So that in the morning when he woke up and saw the bullshit he had accidentally invented, he could delete the politics channel, say people were getting too heated in there, and so everyone needed a reset, so there would be no written proof of the shit he'd said.
So this is like almost a clever idea, except for the fact that there's all these people in the Discord who witness it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like one of those things that's like a smart idea for 1 fucking second, and then like once your brain catches up, like, no, that's stupid as hell. Like, don't do that, you idiot. But he just kept going, which I guess is really like kind of the whole model for how this went. Wow, incredible.
I forget what exactly it was that made me realize it from last stream, but I was floored when I realized that everything was like a video game reference or named after a video game character.
Yeah. Well, that's the wildest thing too, because it's like it's like so unbelievable in a way, right? Like where it's just like you could almost say like, yeah, it's almost like he wanted to get caught in some weird way, you know, or like kind of like or something, which I don't believe, mind you, but like it's like so odd that he like pulled from all these things, especially to like other people who are into video games who are the most likely to catch him. You know what I mean? It's like verbal Kint, but like in GameSpot or something instead of like a police station, you know? Like
yeah. Alu, one of the people in who we were good friends with in Discord, and current good friend. Like some of the rest of us, it was just definitely like, oh, he's bullshitting. But everyone else sees this, right? It's like,
but
there was a distinct moment where he left the call, and everyone's quiet for a bit, and you're like, so none of us believe this, right? And they're like, no.
Oh my god, it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean. Again, I think I brought this up a long time ago, but he was coasting off of a lot of goodwill.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is probably one of my more bigger regrets of that whole situation. Like, you see some of the stuff, and I remember like a lot of people at the time was like, yeah, we should probably get rid of him. I was like, well, I kind of want to give him like one last chance to kind of
well,
repent or do better, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's like I said, and look, and like the time that you like spent in the Discord and like with other people and stuff, and even like watching his stuff, it's like it's meaningful to you, to not you in particular, but everybody. You know what I mean? Like those like feelings and stuff you have, they're real. Even if he was not, in that way, but it's like. Yeah, of course you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You like who you like. You like what you like and that kind of thing. Nobody wants to believe that stuff, right?
And you kind of want to like fundamentally at the end of it try like believe in your friend, and that like if they say, "Hey, I'm sorry," that they will try and do better.
Right. I'm sorry. I have to laugh at Messenger and his wife Ultrabox, which is good. Yeah, exactly. So like, no, that's it. And I'm sure you like people like even hearing this who have never been in a situation like or whatever. It's like with celebrities, you kind of feel that way to a small degree, right? Where if it's like some like a musician you really like who has like some not anything heinous, but like some kind of you have that cognitive dissonance of like, oh, they like Pepsi. I hate Pepsi, but well, I guess maybe they're paid for it, or maybe it's not a big deal, or that kind. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of deal. But then like when you take it over months and months and years, and you have these like parasocial relationships or whatever the hell, you know what I mean? Like however you call it, like and I guess he could kill you technically. It's like it's a whole different like take on things. Of what do you call it? Yeah.
He did have a I don't know if I would call it a running joke, but he would just randomly go, I could have an assassin. And then I was like, yeah, sure, go right ahead.
Yeah. Why would you need one though? I thought you were the assassin, Darkid, What the hell is going on? But oh yeah, and then many lots bring it up, when he did the Discord messages, right? When he was killing people like while typing or whatever on Discord. So that's always
or like the home invasion thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Alu said one thing there. If he wasn't insane, he would have been a good friend. There have been a few times where like some of us would be in deep in funk, and he was like, "Yeah, you want to just talk about it or play video games?" Like things you would do as a good friend. But then like these cascading series of lies you have just destroy every relationship positive that you might ever have. And what is it worth it?
That's the thing, and it's like. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the really dark shit about it, you know, it's like,
Mhm.
you could even say, like, okay, it's a weird quirk or whatever, but it's like, all right, you know, and that's like kind of think how I looked at it in the early day, like when it was just before the family shit got involved, where it's like, okay, like, he's a funny guy. I guess it's weird that he like is trying to convince people he's an assassin or whatever, but whatever, he makes good Let's Play, you know, he's whatever.
Mhm.
But like, it'd be easy to look past all that stuff if it weren't for like the whole like, oh, I can like I'm inspiring people, you know what I mean, that kind of thing, you know, or like I can totally be a father figure to all these like troubled people or whatever, you know what I mean, which is like, no, you absolutely should not be doing things like that, you know. But yeah, so
Elrose, it was a fun server with one major caveat.
Except for that one guy.
oh yeah,
Mm.
you call it.
And speaking as someone who was like didn't hear 90% of like the lies, like even discounting all like the cult shit, just going off like the lies I didn't hear, like it's very easy to just be like, well, why would he lie about this and this and this?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Why
And
would he lie about having a cat?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Gears Let's Play God tier. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just going to bring up a very side thing Voidburger told me about, which is apparently after we kind of, you know, had our falling out, several years later, and I don't know when this was, apparently it messaged her to be like, hey, you should watch out for this person. they're a cloud chaser and a lot of, like, and a terrible person. And Voidburger was like, they just been in here doing nothing.
That's incredible. The most incredible thing too is that, you know, I vouched for you apparently in that fiction, and yet you fooled me, I guess.
I just remembered another story. If I can interject real quick.
Sure, yeah. I have one we have to tell too. Yeah,
there was a period where Hikari just, you know, started ranting about how much Voidburger annoyed her and how, you know, she's like a pick-me girl or whatever. And then Id came in and like scolded Hikari for like not having solidarity with other women or something like that.
You know, with how much you know, he's equal opportunity, right? He was paying number 2 what she's owed.
I can't believe that. It's like, that's not good feminism, Hikari. Let me teach you about it. What a weirdo. No, okay. Some of the stories here, he implied he killed a guy in an elevator in an abandoned building for doubting the death of his daughter. And let's see here. He fought a hippo.
Right back. You guys keep going.
Oh, sure, yeah. He fought a hippo, literally the most dangerous animal on the planet, where he goes, and he posts in Discord, a hippo tanked a shotgun blast to the face once before I fucked up off a tree. I respect that creature. Like, incredible. He was called Yoko Taro's Ambassador of the West. He went out drinking with Yoko Taro to sing karaoke with him. Oh, this is, Hikari saying this, right? Where it's just like, I had a great time. Went to Hot Springs, a crappy Final Fantasy VII bar. Met Yoko Taro and the Dragon Quest guy at another bar. There were a lot of bars. So much karaoke. And then 3 months later...
Which Dragon Quest guy?
Sorry, which Dragon Quest guy? Well,
Yeah, hopefully not Sugiyama.
Maybe King Erdrick. Who the hell knows? Only time I was ever drunk was I met him in a bar like 2 years ago. He did karaoke. Terrible singer. That's 3 months then. And then February, I sung in shitty J-pop stunts with Taro Yoko once and doing karaoke. We were awful. It was still fun. Oh yeah, he accidentally invented the graphic fetish known as Riona by uploading Resident Evil death animations to YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I still go hollow knowing Korone got into violence because I uploaded the Resident Evil death animation videos in fucking 2007 and accidentally made a Japanese fetish category. Okay. Actually, he claims that popular VTuber Inugami Korone got this fetish from his video specifically. So I don't know this VTuber, but I'm guessing they're into like, yeah.
No, not really.
Oh,
Not at all, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't even know where he got the assertion that she was into that fetish, but he did claim that that was the case. I don't know.
So that was just nothing then. That was fully nothing.
Let me just
Yeah,
open up
he
a private
he said that
browsing
she-
section here to Google this. Hold on.
He said that she like mentioned, like getting interest in stuff from like old Resident Evil Death animation videos. She's like, "Oh, those were mine," and I'm like, he of course did not provide a source for any of this. But it's like such a weird thing to claim that you gave a fetish to another content creator.
I feel a little weird that Googling this, but yeah, I don't see anything like about that. Yeah. Corone and Riona spelled different, realize that they're the same person. Oh, I wonder if that's how you got confused or whatever, because apparently they're with a person named. Oh my god. That's wild. Why would you even lie about that? Like, you lie about having a cat. That's weird. But this, what? Let's see. I fucked up that dog girl. Shit, fuck no. And then Hikiari, who is him, goes, no, that's super funny. Like, what the fuck? Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't be like, you're good. That's a good one, Id. Yeah, we mentioned this. Can't return to Osaka after blowing up a building full of Yakuza dudes. Manages a sexy lesbian assassin. Number 2, a.k.a. Ash, who is single-handedly winning the war in Ukraine and also likes playing Dark Souls. Or let's see. Organize the evacuation.
Apparently.
Sorry, what'd you say?
And Nier, apparently.
And Nier, that's right. Organize the evacuation of. Oh, that's right. Didn't he have a thing where she he was talking to her, like he made her play Nier, and then they're like shooting a bunch of Russians, and she's like, "Do we stop?" And he's like, "No, nothing ever stops." And she's like, "Did you just quote that video game to me or something?" Like, I could swear, I think someone posted that in a thread a while back.
I know that when Theo left Twitter after
after
Ellie died, and when she came back, they started quoting the it never stops thing from Nier back and forth at each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was their get back together message.
Going back to that well, that's embarrassing.
Wait, I gotta find the wife fuck fight thing. Hold on a second.
I don't think I had the wife fuck fight on on the document.
I think
Speedball told that story.
I think you put it in, because I have this one that you had here. Obviously, just play this one.
Yeah, some of these are like DMs to friends. So the fight fuck was a DM to a friend.
Oh yeah, there's all new stuff here. Wait a second, that I didn't. Or like, okay, hold on. Let's see here. There's like, Id, you're one of the good white folk. You're rare. Going back, Lisa's substitute was a fundamental episode for later in life being a good dad. Do not do any of that. Homer's a piece of shit. What are you talking about, you idiot? Like, who the fuck is their parenting to The Simpsons? The episode made me realize my dad fucking sucked when I was a teen. I got me emancipated at 16. We had an incident where it's amazing. I came around and started talking to him 15 years again later. Didn't he beat up his dad for being racist to Hikiari though too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That also happened. Yes.
Like I said, I didn't talk to my dad. Oh yeah, here and then here, yeah. For reference, Hikiari, my friend in your other Discord, was there one night. We were teens. I was a little annoyed with Jug. She was on a bridge and very much doing a suicide. I spent an hour talking her down. I took her back to my home at the other side of the bridge. My fucking dad was there drunk, thinking I brought some hussy home. It was a huge shit to her, and I broke that man's fucking nose with a bottle he was drinking. Would have aced him that night if that girl didn't stop me. Oh, God.
Wow.
I was such a violent shit in my youth. Got a medal for killing so many insurgents in Afghanistan that I had a scouting detail for on a village for like 3 weeks. Wasn't shit there. But every day having talks with the locals was the routine until one day, oh shit, actionable intelligence. Bombed the whole place within 20 minutes. Didn't have time to warn anyone. Had to watch an entire village of innocent people burn to death. I searched every inch of that town. There wasn't even a decently sharp knife and got drummed out of an honorable discharge because it was a fucking war crime and I was told to shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Let's see here. My sister. Oh yeah, here we go. He and Fio basically raised Hikiari's sister. She couldn't make it for Ellie's funeral because of college stuff and was super upset since they kind of grew up together. They give you exceptions for things in college, but whatever. Maybe she, I don't know.
I
don't
think
know.
a funeral is one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking like, well, maybe she could have traveled. And I'm like, oh yeah, wait, they're all fictional, right? But like, let's see here. Oh, and then here's you talking to Hikiari. I'm an alcoholic mess. Cal being a drunk. Cal being a drunk a lot. Cal being a drunk lately. It's just
Caleb.
Oh,
Strong
Caleb. Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Ryan. Oh, I remember his name. He has a lot of names. His name is Caleb Ryan Cross. It's his comic book ass name. He went by Ryan when we were young and on GameFAQs. What is this one? Like wait, fucking
Him describing an encounter he had with someone.
You ate fucking you, he said. I told you fucked up, and then I shot him dead. And then I just crashed a car into the wall. Nobody actually does one good liners. I had a concussion. I wanted to off that dude. And then he says to you, feel free to say what you want in response to that. Everyone gets weird when I bring up I was a war avatar in between all the nerd video game stuff. Speak your mind. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my god, wait. Do you know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
Frank Dukes. From Bloodsport.
Oh.
Oh god. Then let's see. I decided, and then you said I decided to look up something with the concussion. He goes, head ring like hell, dizziness, puking. It sucks. This is like horrible Max Payne. Like you have to realize that adrenaline's a hell of a drug and counteracts gapping head wounds pretty well for a bit. Yeah. Like, I forgot 90% of my holy shit, you shouldn't have survived that scenes have been running on adrenaline. So me, a lucky skilled idiot. Anyway, my murderous past aside, see you tomorrow for Twin Peaks season finale. Oh god. Japanese prison for 15 days. And then mostly Yakuza dudes practicing English with me. I totally did the crime in question, government official. Last I checked, Osakanyu's Yakuza had a bit of a hit on me. They've got their sorted themselves out with a bunch of bitches. Oh, yeah, and then here we go. And then it killed both of my abusive Yakuza shit brothers, like half a decade apart. Ridiculous.
As one does.
As one does. I don't have time. I don't have time for that story today, says Hikiari. Like, how could you not? It's 3:25 in the afternoon. Like, what the fuck? But let's see. Let's see here. It's managed North Carolina. Live in Yonkers. My cadence is weird. Oh yeah, wait. This is it. Where he has the fist fights his wife in grief. You can see my Google comment here is lol OMG. But okay, it's just like all stretched. Sorry, this is my fault. But it's like, I hope I didn't offend you, this random person, by asking for any justification for the wife battle. I'm sure you understand I can't be assuming the best on my own. And then, so the darkest explanation for being in a fist fight with his wife. Theo Ames, not an assassin, by the way, like a vet or something. I don't know. My wife just beating my ass out of nowhere and being, wait, what? And her working out a lot of aggression. There's a point I went fucking fine and hit her back after getting my ass kicked for a minute, and there was the most loving look I've gotten out of her. She said, there you go, kiddo, and did a flying headbutt into my entire face, taking me out completely. We're actually doing this, huh? Round 2, fuckhead. And then we had an actual fight, ending in a headbutt off, and both of us falling over, mostly dead, and reflecting on what the fuck our lives are going forward. But that actually did help a lot. I'd forgotten she is legit kind of a badass in her own regard. I cannot believe she picked up Kiryu's beast mode style. I need this you right now, headbutt. This you, headbutts again. Headbutts hack, squirts blood out of the nose. There you go, champ. That you, that look on your face, back in the game. And then I guess he said, is it weird that I'm super turned on by all this? And then she said, oh no, we're having rough sex when this is finished, but immediately grabs me by the tower and decks me repeatedly like that one Kiryu heat move. Like, what?
This is like actually embarrassing to read.
It's so bad.
All I'm saying is, I'm glad he only found out he was bisexual at the last year of his life. Imagine the chaos that would have caused. You know, no one would have been safe.
Thank you for the raid, Norman Zone. Oh, by the way, thank you, Vicus. If I didn't thank you earlier, sorry. Incredible. What do you call it? That's Yep. That's ridiculous, but
So that I'm dying of 6-month cancer. It's bad. 3 months was it, so okay. The conversation below is the context of it, but the reason he said this was like, okay, hey, if you claim to have cancer, you should at least tell everyone else, and maybe like the big Discord, everyone's like where you're centered in, and that was his message. That's how he broke the news.
Wait, really? Like, just I'm dying of stomach cancer. It's bad. 3 months
Yeah.
at minimum, 6 months at max. Anyway, let's go watch Promare. Oh wow, wait, look at this. Hey, sorry we got a bit salty tonight. I'm drinking a lot because my dad is like not far from dying from cancer. Oh my god, it's like his little escape route. I very don't need this and haven't told him, and then you're like, buddy, I'm just giving you shit. Whoops. I'll lay off. I think I know you did. It's just you fucking off didn't land as a you fucking off didn't land as a joke, and I was actually like, oh, and everyone was a little distressed. All right, since we're making, here we go. You've been looking at ICAT, you telling them off. You've been making people uncomfortable. I'm not gonna say it, but it seems like everyone's asking you to go to bed for a reason. Yeah, of course, because he's probably drunk and being an asshole. I know, but I'm actively dying, and I like talking to you, dweebs. That's another thing. Please don't bring up, please. And then you're like, is that actually true? He goes, I'll go on VC right now. You're like, I want it in text. And he starts to call the last. Sorry, go ahead.
Just for the context, I was like, I asked it for text because, like, I was giving him a being like, okay, he can, come out of like being drunk, he can recenter himself, and he can be like, hey, sorry about all of this. I'm not, I'm not having cancer. All of this is a lie. Let's just kind of reset this and rebuild. And like, no,
absolutely, yeah. He's got it's like an easy out. Like, yeah, look, I was really bombed. I said some shit. I'm sorry, like I just been going, whatever. But like, ridiculous. Like, God, yep. And everything's violence. We respect Promare in this house, but I'm probably gonna wrap up just because I do have work tomorrow and everything. But like, is there anything else we missed or anything? I feel like we got a lot here.
Not that we haven't talked about already for me.
It'll be like, I'm sure I'll remember a new story in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's what March 1st, 2027 thereabouts is for, right?
When Light Ego returns, having made a
Oh man. So that's unfortunately, apparently, there's him recreating Poppola's iconic "No One Stops" diatribe from Nier, and then, yep.
That's just a link to the YouTube video. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like me, like completely excising him and not having him, reveal this cancer bullshit and all that, did put me in his shit list, at least going off of what I'm reading here. And something you told me, Elise, apparently he considered me like enemy number 1 or something.
Yes.
Seth, yeah.
He always hammered in on personing you, ICAT, and Seth. Yeah,
okay.
and talking about how like terrible you were. And one time you talked about the reason Seth left was because Seth came to id for writing advice, and id gave writing advice, and Seth had too big of an ego to accept it.
Because transcribing dialogue from a video game is
yeah,
a hard skill.
Have you tried copying the dialogue exactly as you see it on screen?
Yeah. Have you thought of putting in italics so you can make your own dumb commentary?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It sounds like, how dare, like, I can't. That's horrible. You piece of shit. How could you tell me that? What a fucking loser.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh god damn it. Well, all right, folks. Well, thank you all for joining us on this this incredible adventure.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks everybody who joined, and sorry if we didn't get to anybody. But like gosh, I will squeeze blood out of this stone as long as I can.
Yeah, you know, every time I think like I don't know if we'll have stuff for like a 3-hour stream, and then you know.
I know it works out, right? Somehow.
Yeah.
Even if it's just rehashing things, it's still like it still works, you know.
Mhm.
Shadow Ziggy, I think he's still alive.
Mhm.
Out there plotting his revenge and comeback.
He lives in the minds of all of us.
Wait, actually, no, I know he's alive because Hikari's still active
Yeah.
Wait, where is Hikari still active?
on Discord. Her
We,
profile
we
picture
just know
changes every so
'cause her
often.
profile. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, anyways, eventually I'll have to have a fist fight with him on top of Arsenal gear, but you know.
You know, well, hey.
I think you mean on the top of Millennium Tower.
That is
Oh,
true.
sure,
yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
too.
Fair.
Liquid.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go tell
Thank
Emily I
you.
said
Thank
hi.
you.